Follow all seating protocols set in place by Cedar Falls Athletic Department and administrators for your safety. Thank you for your cooperation. Now let's introduce tonight's starting lineups. First for the Warhawks of Waterloo West. Leading things off, designated hitter number 6, Mondre Flickow. He'll be batting for the third baseman, number 8, Brady O'Connor. Batting second for the Warhawks on the mound, number 5, Parker Schulte. Batting third behind the plate, number 16, Mitch Fordyce. Cleaning things up for the Warhawks at shortstop, number 10, Sam Moore. Batting fifth, left fielder, number 3, Luke Fordyce. Batting sixth, right fielder, number 1, Clayton Rottinghouse. Batting seventh for Waterloo West, first baseman, number 14, Ben Melcher. Batting eighth, second baseman, number 4, Nate Elliott. And batting ninth for the Warhawks in center field, number 2, Colby Adams. The Warhawks are assisted by Mr. Ryan Hunter and Mr. Nate Shopsky, and the head coach for your West Waterloo Warhawks is Mr. Chad Crosby. Now, ladies and gentlemen, it's time. Meet your starting lineup for your 2020 Cedar Falls Tigers. Leading things off, second baseman, number 1, Isaac Bauer. Batting second, right fielder, number 9, Brody Bartlett. Batting third for the Tigers, the catcher, number 10, Gabe Blancha. Leading things off, first baseman, number 4, Drew Hoth. Batting fifth for the Tigers in center field, number 14, Matt Steinlage. Batting sixth at shortstop, number 17, Caleb Racy. Batting seventh, third baseman, number 12, Jaden Kramer. Batting eighth for the Tigers on the mound, number 7, Zach Neese. And batting ninth for Cedar Falls in left field, number 4, Colby Coonrat. The Tigers' assistant coaching staff is Mr. Parker Bolt and Mr. Austin Marchesani, and the head coach for your 2020 Cedar Falls Tigers is Mr. Fred Williams. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we ask that you please stand, direct your attention to the outfield area as we honor our country by the playing of our national anthem. Tonight's anthem will be performed by the Cedar Falls High School Band Director, Mr. Kyle Engelhardt.
Community Television is excited once again to provide you with high school athletics. We're at the baseball dime of the night as the Cedar Falls Tigers open up their 2020 season as they host the Waterloo West Warhawks. Hi, everybody. Mark Simpson with you. So happy to be here. And joining me, the man with the name and the knowledge, Jeremiah Longnecker, as we look forward to providing you with all the call of tonight's game. And the old expression is, you don't know what you miss until it's gone. That applies, of course, if you're a high school sports fan. The last time Cedar Falls in action in any high school athletics, you got to go back to the basketball season. Of course, with the COVID-19 pandemic, all the spring sports were canceled this year. We were unsure whether or not there was going to be any summer sports. But Governor Kim Reynolds gave the green light. Yesterday was the first game across the state for baseball and softball teams to play, and now Cedar Falls getting their chance. So this is really exciting for both schools to be involved in tonight's action.
There's no doubt about it, and yet you still feel as though, you wonder how this is all going to play out, Mark. Throughout the next month or so, and what happens with Applington Parkersburg having to cancel its schedule as a result of some COVID-related situations. So it's, we sit here, anything less than certain. But what we are certain about is a gorgeous night in a gorgeous complex. Get a great Metro matchup tonight, and a couple of big-time players on the mound.
Well, last year, Waterloo West 11-26, but they returned everybody back. Junior-dominated team, and they're expecting to make that next step and to be much more competitive this year. Cedar Falls, 15-22 last year, and they have a new coach in Brett Williams making his debut as the skipper for the Cedar Falls Tigers, as Mondre Legao, the DH, leading things off for the Warhawks. Zach Neese on the mound for Cedar Falls.
A couple of kids that have been with their programs a long time. We saw Mondre Legao pitch here as an 8th grader several years ago, Mark. And, of course, Zach Neese is in his 3rd year of playing varsity baseball.
Neese, a junior, a couple pitches way outside, and it's quickly 2 balls, no strikes. As Legao, the DH, he's hitting for the 3rd baseman, junior Brady O'Connor. There's a called strike by home plate umpire Michael Federer. 2-1 the count. And not a cloud in the sky. Wind blowing, though, pretty briskly from the southeast. As Neese getting into a groove now, back-to-back strikes.
That's a good night to keep the ball down if you're a pitcher with the wind blowing out to left.
Legao, excellent speed. If he can hit the ball, he puts some pressure on the infield. Full count now. So Cedar Falls defensively, Gabe Flanch is the catcher, Drew Hoth at first, Isaac Baker at second, Caleb Rasty is the shortstop, Jaden Kramer at third. As Legao draws a walk, didn't even swing once. And the Warhawks get their leadoff man aboard as Carter Schulte, tonight's starting pitcher for the Warhawks, steps up to the plate.
It's a long time in between live pitches. You can throw BP all you want and so forth, but he hasn't thrown a pitch in a live game in 11 months. That's difficult.
Cedar Falls outfield, Colby Coonrod is in left, Max Steinlage in center, Brody Bartlett in right. Schulte last year hit .280, 1 homer, 10 runs batted in. Want to know the count? Teams began practicing on June 1st, so they've had 2 full weeks of practice, and that's kind of rare during this time of the year to get everybody together. Usually there's a lot of conflicts with other sports, with the baseball season, of course, usually starting more towards mid-May.
Well, if we're looking for silver linings for positives on the baseball side of things, they have protected baseball. All the other sports can't do anything until July 1, so that's a kind of a nice thing for the baseball programs.
Swing and a miss by Schulte. A little off-speed offering by Neese. And it's a 2-1 count. Legao is at first, being held by Drew Hoth, big first baseman for the Tigers. And a high heat, and Schulte chases it. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Good crowd on hand. Now, because of some of the COVID-19 guidelines, fans or players and coaches can only give 3 tickets.
3 tickets.
Runner takes off, and bobbling the ball just momentarily was catcher Gage Flancha, and that's all Legao with his great speed needed as he slides in safely without a throw. So the Warhawks have a runner in scoring position. Meanwhile, the count full to Schulte. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Neese, the veteran pitcher for the Tigers. They're counting on him and Steinlage to really anchor the pitching staff. Ball hit. That'll move the runner over. Slow hit to Bartlett, or Baker, the second baseman. Over to Hothe, and there's one away, but there's Legao now at third base for the Waterloo West.
Runner moves over to third, 1 out now.
This could be a little tough. Bauer does a nice job of handling that over there at second. Sometimes you get those little cue balls. You get somebody that's pretty speedy. Infield's thick. He made sure he got an out.
Schulte does his job. Here's Mitch Fordyce, one of the better athletes in the metro area. First pitch called strike. Fordyce, the catcher, hit .314, hit 2 homers, 22 runs batted in last year. He's a twin brother, Luke Fordyce, who's also on the Warhawks team and starts. So Zach Neese trying to find some rhythm here in this first inning. Legao drew a walk, stole second, moved to third on the ground out by Schulte. Home plate umpire calls that a strike, and getting ahead for the first time on a batter is Zach Neese. Working out of the stretch with the runner at third. And the count now goes 2 balls, 2 strikes. On deck, Sam Moore for Waterloo West. They're coached by Chad Crosby in his second year. So we got a couple fairly new coaches. Trying to get the corner, but missing is Neese. Full count again. So he's throwing a lot of pitches here in this first inning. You see there, 17 pitches already.
See, Zach chose to not use the razor during his time off from school. A lot of COVID-19 beards.
That ball tag, right field line, fair ball. That will bring in Legao. On his way to second is Mitch Fordyce, and he'll hold up with a stand-up double as Waterloo West strikes first here in the top of the first inning on an extra base hit by Mitch Fordyce.
Yeah, just a nice piece of hitting by Fordyce. You can see that pitch is outside. He just drags the bat head through. Just goes with it. They're expecting a lot out of that out of Fordyce this year.
Cleanup hitter Sam Moore coming up to the plate. Moore is a junior. It's a sophomore last year. Hit over 300, 309 with 12 runs batted in. I attempted a beard for about 2 weeks, and I just have no patience, and I look terrible with it.
Mine's pretty gray by now, so it's not much of a pleasure to grow out any longer.
Yeah, my vanity got to me too. I was like, sure as white. I got these white patches. Ball chopped foul, third base side. And no balls, 2 strikes quickly on Sam Moore.
You know, just a huge contrast, Mark, as we talked about. West returns nearly everyone. They lost Noah Susong from last year. It's the name that sticks out in my head. And Cedar Falls lost the vast majority of its position players. So you got 2 really different situations.
Strike gets away momentarily from Flancha, throws down to first, and that'll be the strikeout. Staying at second base is Fordyce. So there's 2 outs now for strikeout of the ball game for Zach Neese.
Flancha really handles this well, does a nice job, keeps the runner at second, clears inside and gives Hoth the start towards third should the runner take off. But one of those little things that's not so little, keeping the runner off third.
So with Mitch Fordyce at second, twin brother Luke Fordyce comes up to the plate.
We do have a runner for Fordyce. Carter Maskey.
Carter Mosk is in there. Okay,
Yep,
thank you. Makes sense with the catcher getting that extra base hit. Allow him to rest in the dugout. So you see a lot of pitches. You wonder how they're going to use the pitching staff with this kind of shortened season. Well, we see more extensive bullpen than we have in the past.
I gotta believe. The games are going to come hot and heavy.
Warhawks up 1-0. Runner at second, 2-1 count. There's a foul ball.
Foot.
Clayton Rottinghouse on deck for the Warhawks if Luke Fordyce can reach. Beautiful shot from our great Cedar Falls Community Television crew. Way outside, Flancha. Great defensive play, stopping that one.
He moves so well back there. You can see him on his toes. Doesn't get lazy.
Full count now. So another full count to a Waterloo West pitcher for Zach Neese. That ball's hit high and foul left side. And we remain at 3 balls, 2 strikes. You see all the cars there in the outfield. So a lot of people in attendance because of the social distancing. They are watching the game in their vehicles. And they were here early to get the good seats. Full count. Swing and a miss. So a little bit of a effort, but Neese gets the job done. And Waterloo West picks up 1 run on 1 hit, and they strand 1. So he played a half inning. There's Fordyce's hit, bringing in Legao. 1-0 here on Cedar Falls Community Television. And let's take a look now at the Cedar Falls batting order for tonight's game. Again, this is the debut for Coach Brett Williams. Think he'll save this batting order somewhere?
I guarantee it.
Okay. You see it's going to be Bauer, Bartlett, Flancha, Hoth, Steinlage, Rasty, Kramer, Neese, and Kuhnrott. And they are going to have their hands full. They're going to face a good one. Waterloo West, Carter Schulte, junior pitchers getting D1 offers already from Niagara and from Illinois State. Schulte on the mound. And the rest of the Warhawks, Mitch Fordyce is the catcher. Ben Melcher is at first. Nate Elliott is the second baseman. Sam Moore at short. Brady O'Connor at third base. Colby Adams patrolling center field. Luke Fordyce in left. Clayton Rottinghouse in right field. Last year, Schulte, hard-throwing right-hander, allowed opponents to hit just 183 against him. He was 4-4 on the year. And they're anticipating him to be their ace and one of the most dominant pitchers this season.
Yeah, this West team didn't score a lot of runs last year. We commented on that in our broadcast. They were just having a hard time getting run supports. They pitchers actually did a fairly nice job. I'm feeling that it's going to change in this 2020 campaign.
Isaac Bauer coming up to the plate. Bauer, junior for Cedar Falls, making his varsity debut. Schulte, pitch in the dirt.
That didn't feel good. Never does. He caught that in the hand. Federer did behind the plate. It's where you want to grab that catcher and throw him in front of you.
So Bauer, a moment's delay. Tries to
You get so anxious as a pitcher to get on that hill, and you finally, these kids didn't know if they were going to get to, and now they do, and I just can imagine the adrenaline right now.
So, all right, so the home plate umpire said it was a legal position when he's throwing the ball. So that's a.
It'd be interesting to see what the
the
discussion
first
is.
one is a
Chad
warning.
Crosby out to get a.
Coach Crosby for Waterloo West coming out of the dugout. Now, is that a ball then?
Now, first one is a warning.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Is that correct?
Try to listen in here.
Just.
As the home plate umpire, that's Michael Federer. He's from the Cedar Rapids area. Dennis Broadback, the umpire out in the field, is from Decorah. As Coach Crosby.
I just wanted, is that right?
Now Coach Crosby. We'll see that
See if
again.
we can see the feet. Oh, his foot's not on the rubber.
Okay.
He's actually behind. So there you go. There's no contact. It's interesting.
Great shot, Joe Surma,
Sure.
our cameraman in center field,
He's
on it. And so, again, they're talking now with Schulte and the catcher, Mitch Fordyce, regarding this. So his foot was not on the rubber.
that is unless the it's almost always dug out in front. Usually a pitcher will do that if there is no dirt in front of it, and then becomes a really steep drop as you transition. But that doesn't appear to be the case here.
So a moment's delay as we get that figured out. Trying to keep his limber is Schulte. And meanwhile, the count.
Fact is, I wanted to be 6 inches closer to the.
1 out, 1-0 to Bauer. Now it's 1-1. Bauer, Brody Bartlett, Gage Flancha trying to solve Carter Schulte here in the bottom of the first inning. Warhawks lead 1-0 on the RBI double by Mitch Fordyce. 2-1 the count. Schulte works in a hurry, like most good pitchers do. That's 3-1. There's a ball hit. One hopper. O'Connor, the third baseman, throws across the diamond, pulls first baseman Ben Melcher off the bag, but he's able to apply the tag, and there's one down. See that again. Watch.
1 out in the bottom of the first.
There's Bauer. That's a helpless feeling.
Yeah. Well, same with O'Connor. You just had all day and tomorrow to throw that thing. And
so here's Brody Bartlett now, junior right fielder, another Tiger making his varsity debut. Brett Williams is the coach, but he's been part of the Cedar Falls school system for a long time and with the baseball
he
program.
sure has.
There's a ball inside, that hit him. And hit by the pitch, and moving over to first is Bartlett, and the Tigers have their first runner aboard. Now Gage Flancha, junior. Now he saw a lot of time last year. Hit .333, 1 home run, 16 runs batted in.
Yeah, one of those guys they're really going to count on to give him some quality at bats early, while some of these guys find their way around the plate. It's going to be an adjustment.
Brett Williams named the head coach for the Tigers. Interim head baseball coach in October. Takes over for Nick Klein. Coach Klein now at Dunkerton. There's a ball hit softly into left field coming in. Did he make the catch?
I don't believe so.
Oh, he did. They're going to say he made the catch. Throw to first. They're going to double him up. Luke Fordyce able to field that.
I think Fordyce made a spectacular play. I'm going to guess on the replay, we're going to see that bounced.
I thought he did catch that. There's the ball
We're
hit.
going to see, aren't we?
Oh, that
Definitely
did bounce.
bounced. Yeah, thought it bounced. Yeah.
And so they do double up Bauer.
Yeah.
And it's a double play to end the bottom of the first. So it's a 1-0 lead for Waterloo West after one. Our broadcast brought to you by Witham Auto Center. Everything we do is driven by you. Located on South Main Street in Cedar Falls, or find us online at withamauto.com. More baseball right after this on Cedar Falls Community Television.
Warhawks get one run off one hit.
Did you know parking over tall, dry grass can spark a wildfire?
Only you can prevent wildfires.
So at the end of the first inning, the ball hit by Gage Flancha, ruled a catch by Luke Fordyce. And watch this again. The Fordyce dives in, but you can see the ball does hit the ground. That's a tough call. I thought he caught it. And Fordyce.
You're looking for the glove.
Yeah.
You're looking for the position of the glove, and you could see that. At least I was looking for that, and I umpired for a while, so it's those things that you look for. The way the glove was turned was nearly impossible for him to catch it there. And you see the glove come up a little bit.
So our first controversy.
Still a great play.
2020 season.
Yeah. It's actually harder to make the stop off the bounce than it is in the air.
So the Waterloo West here
Waterloo
will
West.
have batting
Right fielder number 1, Clayton Rottinghouse.
here in the top of the second, Clayton Rottinghouse.
You know, I've watched these West hitters there. Everybody's well inside, crowding the plate. Wonder if Nice is going to come back inside quite a bit.
Nice threw a lot of pitches in that first inning. See his
He did.
pitch count right now, already up to 30. Clayton Rottinghouse last year hit 286, drove in 2 runs, hits that one way out in front of that one, out of play. Foul ball left field line. Clayton Rottinghouse, Ben Melcher, Nate Elliott batting for Waterloo West. There's the batting order. Rottinghouse hitting 6 tonight.
Conventional wisdom says you come back with off speed. He's way out in front of that fastball.
Tell you what, you want to meet a guy with a lot of enthusiasm is Chad Crosby, second-year head coach, and he's really fired up about his team.
And for good reason.
He said his motto is, do you. Do what makes you special. That's what he says to each guy. That ball hit high in the infield. Shortstop Caleb Raisty calls off everybody and taking a couple steps back, able to make the grab, and there's one away.
Yeah, that's not exactly the chance that you're looking for with a high sky. Ball goes a mile up in the air.
There is a
breeze.
strong wind. Yeah.
Well done by Caleb.
Raisty, you might remember, is a terrific hockey player for the Waterloo Warriors. Throwing that plug in now for Cedar Falls Community Television.
Yeah.
Do more Warrior hockey. We had a great time doing that.
It's so much fun.
0-1 the count. That ball is going to be a base hit over the head of Raisty in the left field. Second hit of the game, Ben Melcher, Jr. Last year hit just 111. Singles his first at-bat in this 2020 season.
Got a pitch up in the eyes.
Went on, went out. Now
He's able to turn on it.
Second hit of the game for the Warhawks. Now Nate Elliott, senior second baseman. One of the rare seniors on this Warhawk team that's junior dominated.
By the way, we talk about Rasty. Rasty's a football player and a good one also. At the end of the football season, a lot of those sophomores, they'll come up and they'll practice with us, and once in a while get a chance to play. He wasn't able to. We were disappointed. It's because he had hockey to play. I mean,
makes sense.
The next sport to go to. And of course, he was, little did we know at that point in time, he was their starting goalie.
Called strike. 1 ball, 1 strike. Elliott last year hit .263. Had 4 runs batted in.
Got a lot of time, did Elliott.
You know, these seniors just have to feel blessed to be competing.
Oh, yeah.
There's a little chopper. That's going to be a tough play. Off the glove of Rasty. Oh, and it gets by the left fielder. Coonrod coming in. And moving all the way to third base is Ben Melcher. So Coonrod was coming in and took a look at the deflection. And that made it a tougher play for Coonrod. He had to retrack his steps, and Melcher keeps on trucking and finds his way all the way to third base, goes from first to third.
2 on, 1 out.
Winding up at second is Nate Elliott.
Well, despite the torrential rains in the middle of last week, this whole area, Pheasant Ridge Golf Course, this Robinson's Dresser Sports Complex, is as dry as it gets. And you know, that water goes through, and so you can see Coonrod slipping out there. That's not because it's wet. That's because it's dry.
So that will be a base hit for Nate Elliott. So back-to-back singles. And runners at second and third. 0-1 count here to Colby Adams, batting ninth. Adams, he's the center fielder for Waterloo West. They lead 1-0. Trying to look to add some more here at the top of the second. There's Zach Neese trying to get out of a jam here. It's the count now 2 balls, 1 strike. On deck, Mondre Lagao, the top of the order for Waterloo West. Two balls, 2 strikes. Home plate umpire Michael Federer, kind of that delayed call. Correction, 1 ball, 2 strikes. I'm sorry, I got the count mixed up. 1 ball, 2 strikes. There's a foul ball into the shadows down the third base line. So I hope you're enjoying our broadcast. Our broadcast also brought to you by Signs by Tomorrow, more than a custom sign company. They're your advertising solutions resource, signsbytomorrow.com. 1-2 offering. That ball hit right back to the pitcher. Holds the runner, goes to first, and there's 2 outs. Well done by Zach Neese.
That it was. Had to think his way through it. You know, those instincts aren't quite, there it is. You know, come July 1, he's not even thinking about that. But he's got to go through all that spring training regimen in your brain. It's just a lot going on for the pitcher.
Lagao walked and scored in the first. Did not swing once. His first at bat. Now fouls that one off. 0-1 the count. Mondre, one of those multiple sport athletes, as a coach you love. Good football player. Contributes for Lonnie Moore's Waterloo West Warhawk gridiron team. Ball in the dirt, 1-1 the count. As we're seeing more specialization for high school athletes. Love seeing multi-sport athletes. Coaches love that as well.
We sure do.
Swing and a miss. 1 ball, 2 strikes. So Neese, 1 pitch away from working his way out of a jam. Runners at second and third. Warhawks already have a 1-0 lead on the RBI double by Mitch Fordyce in the first. And Neese. That breaking ball has not been there so far.
Yeah, just a really nice job of moving behind the plate for Gage Flancha again. As a pitcher, you have to trust you're going to be able to throw that thing in the dirt. It's beautiful. Took something off. Just a beautiful pitch.
So Nice gets out of the jam with a strikeout on Legao, his third strikeout of the ball game.
That is his best pitch of the night at opportune time. He throws that that circle change of some sort.
The Warhawks leave a couple men on in the top of the second. They still hold a 1-0 lead as we go into the bottom of the second. Time to make Jeremiah feel old. Brett Williams is first year as head coach. And when you coached at Cedar Falls, he was a senior.
He was. My first victory on this field. It was a 1-0 win over New Hampton in it turned out to be a pretty wild doubleheader. We won first game 1-0, second game 15-14. He was in right field that night as a senior. Part of that 1997 graduating class.
And Brett played first base, outfield at Cedar Falls, graduated in 97, and went to Central College on their baseball team, played outfield. Sophomore year, went to Kirkwood. Junior and senior years was at UNI, graduated from Northern Iowa in 2002. And he began in the Cedar Falls baseball program in 2003, primarily as a sophomore coach with a 5 to 6 year stint as freshman baseball coach. He's also been the 7th grade football coach at Pete Junior High since 2014.
Well, what I can tell you is kids love him. He's fair. They don't love him just because he lets them get away with whatever he wants. He loves kids. Those guys come up all through. He has great relationships. He supports them. He won't go to a basketball game that he's not at. He goes to all the football games. I mean, he's a sports junkie. His family, his kids, they're everywhere. I'm really happy for him.
That was a good pitch by Schulte.
Be pretty neat to be part of his first win after he was part of mine.
Drew Hoth, first baseman, watches a pitch up high, 1-1 the count. Hoth was a sophomore last year, saw a lot of time, hit .267, belted 1 homer and 28 runs batted in. That home run, a grand slam. Of course, we had the pleasure of making the call on right here on Cedar Falls Community Television. 2-1 the count. 3-1.
Well, that's the hitter's pitch. Let's see if he decides to challenge.
Isaac Bauer, who led off the game for Cedar Falls in the first, he swung in a 3-1 pitch and fouled out. That's just a bit outside. And that's way.
Looking for an extra foot on that fastball.
And so Hoth draws the walk. Let's see if we have somebody running for him. Up to the Max Steinlage coming up to the plate, the center fielder. Steinlage, a sophomore. Now Max saw time as a freshman last year, mostly as a pitcher. Steinlage, a lanky left-handed batter. So similar to Zach Neese, Schulte trying to find his groove here in the early portion of this ball game. He does have an offer from Niagara and also Illinois State. And, there's going to be more offers coming. 3-0. So he has struggled here to begin this bottom of the second.
Yeah. I haven't seen him pitch enough to know what to look for in his mechanics, but there's not a lot of follow-through. You watch, he's pretty. That front leg as he hits, it's pretty stiff. He's staying very much upright.
So Hoth at first. Steinlage, a 3-1 count to him. Called strike. That's full count. Caleb Rasty is on deck for the Tigers. This gorgeous evening for high school baseball. Glad he could join us here on Cedar Falls Community Television. There's ball 4. So back-to-back walks, and the Tiger dugout making some noise. And here's Warsity, the sophomore shortstop.
That brings to the plate the shortstop, number 17, Caleb Warsity.
So runners at first and second, nobody out. And Hoth with a pretty big lead at second base for the big man. And again, unable to find the strike zone is Schulte. Jim Nelson from the Waterloo Cedar Falls Courier had an article about Schulte. And it's hard to believe that Waterloo West has not sent a player to play Division I baseball since 1999.
Yeah.
So it's been a long dry spell. 2-0 count. Now 3-0. So after walking Hoth and Steinlage, it's a 3-0 count to Warsity. Warsity batting 6 in the batting order. And that's ball 4. So laboring is Schulte. And now the Tigers have the bases loaded.
Anybody who's ever pitched has been through what Schulte is right now. You know, you can come out there and everything's good, and all of a sudden just gets tighter and tighter.
Well, here's sophomore third baseman Jaden Kramer, his first varsity at bat. Bases are loaded. Oh, throw it out a second. Getting back is Steinlage. Watch Mitch Fordyce. He has a gun.
He does.
That catcher has a... Watch the quick flip of the wrist. And Steinlage, the head first slide. He was back safely as called strike. And Kramer falls behind the count, 0-2.
Sorry for the sound. We have attacking flies up here in the booth.
That will be resolved. And swinging away as Kramer fouls it back. One ball, 2 strikes, inside. Oh, and Kramer thought that was in. But he's punched out by the home plate umpire.
I thought it was inside as well. Let's take a look at it. It definitely was. That's just not close. That's you know what? That's probably his first night out as well. We'll give him a little break behind the plate, but that's just not even close.
For strikeout of the game for Schulte. Zach Neese up to the plate. Neese, the junior pitcher. Bases are loaded for Cedar Falls as 3 consecutive walks to lead off this bottom of the second inning. I'll throw down a second, and Steinlage again easily returns back to the bag.
Now the other thing, Fordyce, and you just got to trust your players, is it just keeps the defense alive. A lot of pitches, a lot of balls.
Fouling off the pitch is Neese. 1 ball, 1 strike. Bottom of the second. Waterloo West scoring a run in the first on Mitch Fordyce's RBI double that brought in Mondre Legao. Neese, again, just hitting 8th in the batting order. And Schulte getting ahead. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Swing and a miss, and big out. The Tigers in danger of leading the bases full. And here's Colby Coonrath, the senior left fielder.
And to the plate for the Tigers, the left fielder, number 4, Colby Coonrath.
Wow. Tigers hoping for some senior leadership. First pitch is a ball. Hoth at third, Steinlage at second, Warsity at first for Cedar Falls. Schulte trying to battle back after walking the bases full. 2-0 the count. In front of a good crowd for this season opener. Now it's 3-0. Brett Williams, first year head coach, down at third base. Taking that all the way was Coonrad. And now it's 3-1.
Wouldn't be surprised to see him take here as the 9-hitter trying to turn over the lineup.
3-1 offering. Ball 4, we're tied. Hoth jogs in from third base. It's a 1-1 game. Bases still loaded for Cedar Falls. And the top of the order with Isaac Bauer coming up to the plate. They play musical chairs here as Steinlage now from second to third. Rasty from first to second. And now Coonrod is at first. Yes. Brings in the first run of the year for Cedar Falls. You see the pitch count there. 39 pitches now for Schulte. Called strike. 1-1.
Yeah, Bauer didn't like that. Thought that was up.
Bauer grounded out to third baseman Brady O'Connor, his first at bat. Curveball. Slowly in there for a ball. 2-1. So the Tigers scoring around without getting a hit so far. Schulte's walked 4 and hit a batsman. And now that was a ball, and so it's 2-1 offering. Or ball 3, and now it's a ball 4, and drawing the walk is Bauer, and the Tigers take the lead. 4th walk of the inning by Schulte. And now we're going to see head coach for Waterloo West, Chad Crosby, coming out of the dugout, trying to settle down as ace pitcher.
You know, you do. I mentioned this earlier. You know, just get so much adrenaline. You go out there and, gosh, you just want to perform so badly. And it's West versus CF, first night out. You get to do it. You're throwing against Zach Neese, who's been throwing for 3 years against the Tigers, and you come out and you just can't find it. You know, and he started overthrowing. We've seen some pitches that have been way up in the zone, and they just try to relax, but it's difficult. There's nothing easy about pitching. He's received some D1 offers, so you get a little extra pressure there.
Yeah.
You know, you just want to show everybody, and you know, he's not the first person that's ever struggled in an inning like this.
Well, up to the plate, we're going to see Brody Bartlett. He was hit by a pitch. His first at bat, last inning in the first. So the Tigers, first 3 men in this bottom of the second, all true walks. And then after Schulte got back-to-back strikeouts, thought he might get out of it. Now he's walked Coonrod and Bauer on successive at-bats.
Interesting. He come back with a breaking ball.
So this is the 8th man to face Schulte this long second inning. Now the count 1-1 to Brody Bartlett, junior right fielder. Now we have Rasty at third, Coonrod at second. First base is Bauer. Now 2-1 the count. Some of the shadows you see starting to go down the third base line. Some good heat. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Way outside. Now it's a full count. So again, Cedar Falls batter, chance to bring in a run here. But not even swinging the bat. Full count.
Runners will be moving here.
In the dirt. Another walk given up by Schulte. This is tough to watch right now.
You know, we go back to the first batter of the night for Schulte when he was that illegal pitch. You just wonder
That's a good point.
what that did to him as well. If he hasn't been comfortable, I mean, it's important where your feet are on the mound. I'm trying to make excuses for the kid, but it's throws you off in a tough situation anyway.
6 walks given up this inning. As a first pitch, strike. Gage Flancha, the 9th man to face Schulte. This has been a long second inning. Check swing, fouls it off, and Schulte quickly getting ahead of a batter. 0-2. Watch this. Great shot by our camera right behind home plate. We've got some new cameras tonight. Hope you like what you're seeing here on Cedar Falls Community Television. And there's a ball hit.
Just foul.
On the
Just foul.
just past the first baseman, Ben Melcher, hugging the line, but that's out of play.
That's off the end of the bat now.
Colby Coonrod standing at third base. Isaac Bauer at second. Brody Bartlett at first for Cedar Falls. 3 runs coming in here in the second, all because of walks with the bases loaded. Check swing. He held back. That was close.
They can check him, but clearly did not offer.
Gage Flancha hit .333 last year. Drove in 16 runs, so he's one of the guys coming back at some offensive power. There's a ball hit hard, and that's a fair ball down the left field line. 1 run comes in. Being waved home is Bauer from second, and winding up at a double. It's Gage Flancha, and the Tigers now open up a 5-1 lead.
Well, he does a great job of sitting on this off-speed deuce here. Kept the weight back just on the chalk.
So 2 runs batted in by Flancha. That Tiger dugout's fired up right now.
Now there's a catcher that understands that a pitcher's struggling. There's the pitch that his go-to for his strike had been the curveball. Been missing with the fastball. He knew something was happening, especially 0-2 there. Just a great piece of hitting.
So now here's Drew Hoth batting for the 2nd time in this inning. Big first baseman, Drew walk and scored. Again, 6 walks. That's the first hit of the ball game for Cedar Falls. And it's an extra base hit. I'll tell you what, Flancha's going to have to practice his slide. It wasn't that great into second base. But there's a ball gets away from Fordyce, and another run will come in. There's Bartlett scoring. Adds to the misery for Carter Schulte and the Waterloo West Warhawks. Flancha moving over to third. Has 6-1 right now, and there's another walk given up. And I know he's your ace, but there's a lot of baseball still to be played. You got to wonder if Coach Crosby has to think about maybe replacing Schulte here, who's really laboring.
I would, just for his own psyche, it's not about the team at this point in time. I would absolutely get him out of there and chalk it up to a bad start. It's first night out. It's June 16th.
Yeah.
You know.
Steinlage coming up to the plate. Runners at the corners now. Steinlage. Drew Watkins scored his first time up.
Got to get the first and third play on. I don't think Drew will be running. Although Drew is a 5'1", 5'2", 40 guy. He can run for a big fella.
7 walks. Another pitch down low.
Well, Fordyce is getting a workout back there. I mean, he has missed as low gets, and he has been up and out of the zone for a kid who throws upper 80s. I mean, he is getting his work in.
Just bottom of the 2nd inning. It's been a marathon as the Tigers have scored 6 times. Only 1 hit. That's the amazing thing. 7 walks given up by Schulte, who Just reading the body language there. Looks very frustrated.
Well, you got to remember the first strikeout
Yeah.
was the pitch that was high and inside as well. I mean, really should be, all intents and purposes, still just one out in the inning.
2-0 the count. Steinlage, the only left-handed batter in this Cedar Falls lineup, this batting order tonight. And 3-0. So I would imagine if there's a walk, this will be the last time.
I
see
hope
Schulte.
for the kid.
Yep.
You know, it's hard, and he's already watched his ERA destroyed for the season. You know, those are big things.
Well, the Tigers had the bases loaded, but then Schulte was able to get those back-to-back strikeouts because the Tigers have scored all 6 runs here on 2 outs. Another walk. Ouch. And Steinlage at first, Hoth at second. And now, they're going to continue with Schulte.
There we go. Yep.
And now we're going to see.
They're out of the dugout.
I saw. Yep.
Yeah, here they come. Yeah.
We're going to see.
Just give them a little extra time.
Chad Crosby gave the indication to his bullpen.
Yeah.
His pitching coach that's Nate Shopsky. He's out there, and Schulte's a good pitcher. It's just one of those things that happens.
Sure is.
And he is he's coming in now for the Warhawks. We're going to see Max Paxton, another one of those veteran players for Waterloo West. West last year, they got everybody back, but they only won 11 games last year, so maybe there's going to be some growing pains here as they try to learn how to win,
Well, you hear coaches say that. It's a great thing about you have everybody back. It's also the bad thing. You have everybody back with that team, so, you know, it's.
So we'll see if there'll be any other changes here. Paxton coming in to pitch. Let's take a break. It's a 6-1 lead for Cedar Falls. This broadcast brought to you by Witham Auto Center. Everything we do is driven by you, located on South Main Street in Cedar Falls, or find us online at withamauto.com. We'll be back with more action right after this.
What's the easiest way to buy? The Witham Way. And that means offering you the convenience you need when shopping our 3 locations in Waterloo, Cedar Falls, and LaPorte City. These locations mean always having the inventory you want when you want it. That's the Witham Way. And check your mailbox for this month's specials or online at withamauto.com. Witham Auto Centers in Waterloo, Cedar Falls, and LaPorte City.
Everything we do is driven by you.
There is only one place that has all of the highlights, all of the interviews, and all the great behind-the-scenes footage. Don't miss out on the high-flying action as we break it down on Panther Sports Talk. Tune in each week as Panther Sports Talk covers everything related to University of Northern Iowa athletics. Catch Panther Sports Talk on Channel 15, Cedar Falls Community Television.
What's the easiest way to buy? The Witham Way. That means stocking a wide selection of the area's top-selling pre-owned vehicles that fit any budget. From low-mileage cars to one-owner cars to local trades, we carry the vehicles you want. That's the Witham Way. And check your mailbox for this month's specials or online at withamauto.com. Witham Auto Centers in Waterloo, Cedar Falls, and LaPorte City.
Everything we do is driven by you.
Max Paxton is the new pitcher for Waterloo West. His first offering, Caleb Rasty, went in the dirt. Got away from the catcher, Mitch Fordyce, but not far enough for the runner to advance from third base in Gage Flancha. Flancha's at third, Hoth at second, Steinlage at first. Paxton threw extensive innings last year. 1-1 the count. There's a ball slowly hit to the shortstop, Sam Moore. It's a tough play, but fields it cleanly and throws to second. They force out the inning, and finally over. Big inning for the Tigers. 6 runs, just 1 hit. They leave the bases full, And the Tigers put on a 6 spot in the second. And we'll be back with more Tiger baseball right after this. Our broadcast brought to you by Signs by Tomorrow. More than a custom sign company, we're your advertising solutions resource. SignsByTomorrow.com. We'll be back right after this on Cedar Falls Community Television.
Did you know parking over tall, dry grass can spark a wildfire?
Only you can prevent wildfires.
Look at all the vehicles. There's social distancing out there. They were here early. Like I got, you know me, I'm always here.
Yeah.
Early, and I was like, wow, look at all those vehicles. They're right around 5 o'clock, and they came. If you build it, they will come, right? That's what it reminds me of. Field of Dreams. Remember all those vehicles?
Oh, yeah.
The cornfield there at the end?
Yeah, speaking of, it's a shame that they aren't going to get to play that game this year.
Doesn't look like it, does it?
No.
A game that was going to be held in Dyersville.
Yeah.
So the Tigers send 12 men to the plate in the second inning. Now you got to wonder about Zach Neese. It's been a long time for you.
It certainly has
pitches.
been. It's like a completely different night.
Top of the third. Schulte still batting here. And I didn't know what position he was moved to. I was watching Max Paxton take over as a pitcher. As that ball is golfed foul, right field side. Well out of play. 0-1 the count.
Yeah, that's what Brett Williams is out to ask. There's no DH. So if he's coming back in that spot, then he's gone. I mean, then,
so
yeah. Okay.
So Brett Williams just getting.
Yeah, that's what he's questioning. Schulte is out of the game. So he's re-entered, which means that
Michael
Paxton is, he pitched to one batter and he's done.
So now Coach Crosby coming over.
Hey, he can't re-enter at a different position, so he's got to re-enter where he started. Yeah.
So they're talking that over here. So Schulte.
There's really no options here. He's already taken a cut. He's re-entered.
Schulte went.
So it'll have to be a different pitcher. Well, one thing I'm unclear of in high school baseball today is if Schulte can re-enter as a pitcher. I don't believe he can under the current guidelines, but I'd be awfully shocked if that were the case. So
he'll get to bat,
he'll
but
then
he won't be able to re-enter the game at a position.
That's correct.
All right.
Well, he can re-enter, but one of the other position players will have to go pitch.
I see. All
That's right.
So Max Paxton only going a third of an inning. Swing and a miss by Schulte. He's been involved now in 2 controversial plays. Remember that, second pitch of the game, they said that it was third pitch. It was an illegal pitch that his foot was not on the rubber.
I saw Paxton just digging in front of the rubber, and generally you have, there's just in front of the rubber, there's an inch and a half that you're gonna come down. You're gonna put your foot in that space. Most people have pitched or have seen that if you're watching the broadcast. I don't think that was there, and I think that was part of the issue.
Check swing, holding back Schulte. Count goes even. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Now that's one of the things in field maintenance that you guard against. You want to keep that built up, and I saw them just pounding the heck out of the mound before the game.
I have this as a 2-2 count here to Schulte. Neese looking for his 4th strikeout of the game. That's outside. Full count. It'll be Carter Schulte, Mitch Fordyce, Sam Moore hitting for Waterloo West. Now trailing 6-1. The Tigers Long second inning. Called strike. Going down looking. And now 4 strikeouts in the game for Zach Neese.
Yeah, bad turn to worse for Schulte.
They'll send to the plate for Waterloo West.
There's Fordyce brought in the Warhawks run with that RBI double in the first inning.
This is where you want to face him. Base is empty. You already got an out in the books.
Outside, 1-0 the count. See Waterloo West in their uniforms scheme going more to the black.
Yeah.
On the old rose color.
Yeah, nice pitch. Down and in. Tough pitch to handle.
1 ball, 1 strike. Again, this is the first sport for Waterloo West. It's basketball season. An absolute heartbreaker for the Warhawk boys basketball team in North Scott. And at a sub-state final.
Still one of the worst injustices I've seen. We all, of course, saw the subsequent stuff on Twitter and newspaper articles and such.
3-1. Now it's 3-2 count here to Fordyce. Yeah, that's gonna be a wound for a long time.
Sure is.
Full count to Mitch Fordyce. Fordyce last year again hit .314. Hit a couple home runs, drove in 22 runs to lead the Warhawks. He draws a walk with 1 out. They had Carter Moss come in to run for him the first inning when he got the double, and I believe that's what they're going to do again.
They will.
So Mosk is at first base. And you see the shadows covering up most of the infield grass. Oh, and that caught him right in the shoulder. And runners at first and second, 1 out. I was looking at the stats, and I think I saw with Mitch Fordyce, he got hit by 17 pitches last year. Just something ridiculous like that.
Yeah, you know, these guys do. I mean, they are on top of the plate, every single one of them. So it doesn't surprise me that they have a number of those.
So here's Luke Fordyce up to the plate. 17 times in 1 year?
Yeah. It's clearly a philosophical thing. You're not going to have everybody who's that comfortable being on top of the plate.
I take that back. It was a Don Bosco player that I was looking at a stat yesterday.
Gotcha.
I think it was that Cale Frost, that really outstanding shortstop they have. I was just looking at it. No, Ben Sinnott. I'm getting all my players mixed up here in the early portion. Big one-hopper. Throw to the first. They get the runner.
Well done by Rasty. Knew he wasn't going to be able to get the out at second, so he plays behind it. Moves through the throw. Watch the attack. Knows it. Here we go. That's nice.
So Luke Fordyce grounds out. Here's Clayton Rottinghouse. Ben Sinnott from Waterloo Columbus, who is terrific third baseman. Got hit 17 times. It's just... Old baseball player Don Baylor, I remember he used to get hit quite a bit.
Yeah, I believe still holds the major league record for the number of times hit.
I always thought it's cool when guys get hit, they pick up the ball and throw it back to the pitcher. Guys look so tough doing that. Swing and a miss.
Well, I'll tell you, that change is tough.
Yeah.
That is, you watch the arm speed on that. One of the things about high school players is the inability to duplicate a fastball arm speed with the change, and we've seen that now a couple innings in a row with Neese.
Neese does it.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Neese, that's tough.
That's how to win high school baseball games. You can throw a fastball and a changeup for strikes, you can win.
So the Warhawks leave a couple men on. They've stranded 5 through
That's
first
just
3 innings.
just tough.
So that's I would imagine, as far as momentum goes. Yeah, the Tigers scored the 6 runs. And here comes West. They get a couple men on,
Right.
hoping to maybe scratch and at least get 1 or so. But Nice closes the door, and it's 6-1 Cedar Falls as we go into the bottom of the 3rd inning. Now we'll see who's pitching. Look at that. There's Paxton who's going to be throwing.
I'm just absolutely dumbfounded as to how this is, because he.
Tom.
I just have to get an explanation.
Schulte.
I don't know if there's
I'm stretching my neck. Look for number 5 out there. He's at first base.
First.
Okay.
There you have it.
Okay.
We just weren't informed of the change. Schulte must have gone to
right.
first at the end of the last inning. I'm sure we could get some.
So Ben Melcher's
Some
out of
replay.
the game at first.
There you go. That's exactly what happened.
Okay. Usually the umpires, they come around, they
usually
yell
do.
up to the
That's right.
press box and let us know. But it's first game of the year, and I am happy just to have umpires here.
Well,
Yeah.
Brett Williams was satisfied, so that had to have been what happened. I don't know if they were necessarily informed of it also. That's one of the things that always happens. Somebody from the West bench goes over and tells either the umpire goes over and tells the Cedar Falls bench, which cues us in to let us know something's going on. And none of that communication took place, which ended up with our viewers being confounded as well.
So the Tigers, this is and the Warhawks, their season opener. This Mississippi Valley Conference kind of had the hats off to those athletic directors. They, have burned the midnight oil getting prepared for this summer sports season. Getting the schedules ready, getting everything. All the
So this is Caden Barnett,
COVID-19.
excuse me. Sorry to interrupt, but Caden Barnett at the plate. Hitting for Jaden Kramer.
Okay, thank you.
Barnett, one of just a few seniors on the team. Been playing for varsity baseball for a couple of years. Didn't start. I would imagine we'll see a lot of Caden this year.
So Caden Barnett is the batter. Barnett hitting for Jaden Kramer, the 3rd baseman. Again, the Tigers have scored 6 runs, but only have collected 1 hit in the game. There's a double by Gage Flancha last inning. Barnett strikes out. Max Paxton comes in and picks up his first strikeout. Now Zach Neese up to the plate. Neese, he struck out swinging his first time up last inning. And the Tigers sent 12 men to the plate. So one thing about Waterloo West, they got a lot of arms. They got Luke Fordyce, Mondre Legao, Paxton. I mean, guys that have pitched quite a bit. So that's one luxury for Coach Crosby and his team. Neese hits that hard, 1 hopper, backhanded O'Connor, throw across the diamond, 2 outs.
Could hear that off the end of the bat. That was loud.
So Connor throws out the runner, and the number 9 hitter for Cedar Falls, Colby Coonrot, coming up to the plate. Coonrot, senior left fielder. Warhawks scored in the top of the 1st. Cedar Falls, all 6 runs coming in the bottom of the 2nd inning. They took advantage. Really took advantage.
Yeah, that's for sure.
8 walks given up.
Paxton, one of those guys, started 8 games for the West last year. Didn't win a lot, 2-6 in his 8 starts, but an ERA in the mid-3s. There's nothing wrong with that.
Swing and a miss by Coonrod. Coonrod had that big at bat. The count now 2-1. The bases loaded after Schulte walked 3. Then he struck out back-to-back batters. So there was 2 outs, and then Coonrod came up to the plate and drew the walk, bringing in the run to tie the game, and then Tigers went off from there, scoring 5 more times. Swing and a miss. Full count. So Paxton works quickly and gets the strikeout. Good off-speed pitch.
Paxton, one of those guys who works from the stretch all the time.
So no runs, no hits, nobody left on. We'll go into the top of the 4th. It's 6-1 Cedar Falls. Our broadcast brought to you by Witham Auto Center. Everything we do is driven by you. Located on South Main Street in Cedar Falls, or find us online at withamauto.com.
What's the easiest way to buy? The Witham way. And that means offering you the convenience you need when shopping our 3 locations in Waterloo, Cedar Falls, and LaPorte City. These locations mean always having the inventory you want when you want it. That's the Witham way. And check your mailbox for this month's specials or online at withamauto.com. Witham Auto Centers in Waterloo, Cedar Falls, and LaPorte City.
Everything we do is driven by you.
Hope you're enjoying our broadcast here on Cedar Falls Community Television. We didn't know if we were going to be doing anything this summer besides losing golf balls, and then we find out that we'll be doing 5 broadcasts here on Cedar Falls Community Television. We'll have some softball. Ackley, Geneva, Wellsburg, Steamboat Rock. They're a team ranked in, I believe, Class 2A. And we'll have the Tigers against Waterloo East. They have a new head coach. Tigers against a very good Western Dubuque team, and some softball action between the Cedar Falls Tigers and Cedar Rapids Prairie. So a good lineup of broadcasts here on Channel 15.
Production crew has already set up their tents back there. They're just going to stay here throughout the month of June.
So we're crossing our fingers that the weather is as nice as it is this evening. So we go on the top of the 4th, 6-1, Cedar Falls with the lead. Ben Melcher, now we have batting at the, that is Ben Melcher. He was a positional player at first, so I'm assuming now he's the D8.
Moved over, I believe
Yeah.
Melcher moved over to 3rd.
Okay, take your word for it. So count 1 ball, 1 strike. Well, we know he's not the first baseman. That's where Carter Schulte is playing right now. 1-1 count. The heat misses. 2-1 the count. Melcher had a base hit. First at bat. That's a solid hit. That's followed by Nate Elliott getting a hit. And they had runners at 2nd and 3rd with 1 out, but then Zach Neese able to get out of that jam and seems to have the momentum right now. 2-2 count. And calling timeout is the batter Melcher. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Here at the beautiful Robinson Dresser Sports Complex here at the Baseball Diamond. Chance, nope, that's foul for Jaden Kramer, the 3rd baseman. So it's Melcher, Elliott, Adams, the 7, 8, and 9 hitters in the batting order for Cedar Falls. And this debut for head coach Brett Williams is the new Cedar Falls coach. Called strike.
He's found it. Has Zach. Struggled a little bit early. Oh, just about lost a 2nd baseman. Bauer couldn't see that ball, and the sun is Raced, he fired it at him as they're working it around the horn. Boy.
6 strikeouts in the game for Nice.
You see the big fella Drew Hoth laughing in the background about it. It would have been funny if he'd taken that in the teeth.
I know. Here's Nate Elliott up to the plate. Elliott, again, he had a base hit. He's only at bat in the 2nd inning. He's a senior. Last year hit .263, drove in 4 runs for Waterloo West, trying to improve on a 11-26 record last year. Obviously, they won't play as many games this year.
Now, Zach Neese has found his spots. He has been painting that outside corner at the knees, and he's mixing that up with a change. He's really got West hitters off balance right now. And he comes back with a fastball again. He's really dialing now.
1-2 the count. That
be another fastball. It looks like it. Yeah.
Ball popped
well done.
up. Should be caught. Center fielder Steinlage makes the catch on the lazy fly ball, and there's 2 outs.
Yeah, you always know when a pitcher is going to throw a fastball because he's digging around in there like he's trying to sell the curveball. You know.
Well, I expected going into this first game of the year we would see more of the balls being sanitized or bats, but this is just a normal, regular high school baseball game.
It sure has been.
You know, with all the guidelines and protocol, I was just worried that the game was going to last about 4 hours, and we haven't seen any issue so far. Called strike. 1 ball, 1 strike. Colby Adams at the plate. Adams, junior center fielder. Swinging late and fouls it off. 1 ball, 2 strikes. So going into the game, we felt the pitching, in this pitching matchup, the edge would go to Schulte. But it's been Zach Neese who's been the story.
Yeah. I thought it'd be a low-scoring game. I didn't expect CF to put 6 up. You know, Schulte, we talk about all those walks, but he didn't have a control issue last year. He had 21 walks in 45 innings. I mean, it's not a great number, but it's not horrific either. So it's just completely unusual. But Neese has really found a groove. He's spotting his pitches.
2-2 offering. Beautiful.
He is.
Frozen at the plate was Adams.
He is dialing. He's had 2 terrific innings in a row.
So
it might be it.
Watch this.
Yeah.
Watch the strikeouts tonight.
That's the overhand.
And his first 1, 2, 3 inning of the game. And they're talking with Neese. There's Brett Williams on the right. And
well, let's see if we see him again. He can only go 90 pitches.
That's
Austin Marchesani.
Austin Marchesani.
Yeah. Former pitcher as well in this program. A good one. We saw him a number of times on our broadcasts. He's in a pickle. He's in between the head coach and very guy that he used to beg to stay in the game on. And now he's got to try to be the level-headed one. So, well, we'll see.
So the score still stands at 6-1 as we go into the bottom of the 4th inning. Lights been turned on here. The baseball diamond. Hey, quick plug. Be part of the 21st annual Pat Mitchell Memorial Golf Outing, which supports Cedar Falls student athletes. It's hosted by the Cedar Falls Tiger Booster Club. The date had been readjusted. It's going to be now Thursday, July 30th. The event at Pheasant Ridge Golf Course will be 2 shotgun starts, 8 a.m. and 1:30. And you can order tickets at cfschools.org. Big fundraiser. Booster Club.
Biggest fundraiser of the year. Booster Club does an incredible job of raising funds for the student athletes at Cedar Falls, and that one is that's a big one.
They had to do some readjustment, the Booster Club. They also hosted that 5K run during the Sturgis Falls, but they rescheduled that as well. I don't have the date in front of me. Probably shouldn't have brought that up, but I know that they have rescheduled that. As Isaac Bauer leading things off, and another walk. That's the first walk given up by Max Paxton. 9 walks now given up by the Warhawk pitching staff.
First runner on
So,
base here in the bottom of the fourth.
Here comes up
Send
Brody
to the plate,
Bartlett,
number 9, Brody
junior right
Bartlett.
fielder. Bartlett hit by a pitch in the first, walked and scored in the second. Now, if you missed the second inning, that's when the Tigers scored 6 runs. They sent 12 men at the plate, but only had 1 hit in the game. Is Carter Schulte, the pitcher for Waterloo West, walked 8. This could be 2. They get the lead runner. That's it. And Bauer is out. And that's a fielder's choice hit by Brody Bartlett. Nicely played by Caleb, by the Sam Moore, the shortstop for Waterloo West.
1 on, 1 out. To the plate, number 10, Gage Blanchard.
Plancha delivers. He has both hits for Cedar Falls.
Well, that's well done. He took that pitch really off the hand. You see that inside, just fights it off. Boy, that's a terrific piece of hitting. You know, I think one of the things about Flancha is, as well as you watch his energy behind the dish, and he really moves around. There's no moping. There's, that's a lot to be said. A guy who's always keeping his pitcher right there. You know, I've got you. You know, it's a special relationship that develops.
Connor Woods running for Flanch at first base. Connor is a junior for the Tigers, as Drew Hoth making his 3rd at bat. He's walked both times. Both walks came in that second inning. He did score a run as well. Oh, ball gets away from the catcher. Fordyce. Runners move up. Bartlett to 3rd. Woods to 2nd. So you see the ball. We got those new cameras here. I'm just afraid that there's going to be a foul ball and smack into this camera behind home plate.
We saw one pretty close earlier.
Up high, 2-0 to the big first baseman. Hoth, again last year, drove in 28 runs. Only had 1 home run last year, but that was a grand slam that we covered here in Cedar Falls Community Television. Called strike. So taking that all the way, that was a 3-0 count, by the way, to Hoth. Hoth hit 267 last year. Called strike again. Full count. Tigers up 6-1, bottom of the 4th inning. Season opener for both teams. Max Paxton, the 2nd pitcher for the Warhawks. And walks his 2nd batter of this inning.
You know, you talk about the multi-sport athletes, and, you know, Drew's going to go play football somewhere, and that's for certain. He's a terrific offensive lineman. Kid can move. He's just going to be outstanding. Could have taken the summer off, not played baseball, and yet here he is, you know, out there competing. And, you know, we love that. We being football staff, I guess I'm former now, but they love that. You know, just you want guys to go out there, and that's irreplaceable. You can.
Cole Froling will run for Drew Hoth. Bases loaded. Bartlett at 3rd. Woods running for Flanches at 2nd. Now Froling at 1st.
Yeah,
Left
Cole can fly over at first base.
First pitch is a ball to Steinlage. Steinlage, the only lefty in this batting order, swings and fouls it away. 1-1 the count. The wind was really brisk prior to the game, but it is slowed down considerably.
Flag is
Still moving out there, but
Moving,
not
but,
the
yeah.
rate it was when this game started. 1-1 count. Inside pitch. Now 2-1. So a couple walks and a single, and the Tigers had the bases loaded. Only one out. Already up by 5 runs. And that ball golfed into shallow center field. Adams drifting over, makes the catch. They're going to tag up. Oh, kind of hesitated and easily thrown out is Bartlett coming in. Some miscommunication there, I believe.
That there was.
So the Tigers, no runs, 1 hit, and 2 men left aboard, and we played 4. Tigers lead 6-1 over the Warhawks. We'll have more baseball action right after this on Cedar Falls Community Television.
Looking for the absolute best deals in Iowa on new Fords? Witham Ford in Waterloo, Cedar Falls, and LaPorte City has you covered. Looking for the Cedar Valley's largest Ford selection? Witham Ford has you covered. Our 3 locations means we're the Cedar Valley's largest Ford dealer, covering all of your Ford needs for sales, service, and parts. So shop the Ford dealer you can count on. Shop Witham Ford in Waterloo, Cedar Falls, and LaPorte City.
Everything we do is driven by you.
Well, it's been a big game for the Tiger pitcher, Zach Neese. Watch the strikeouts, 7 in the game. And the game has moved along. He has gotten better and better.
Yes, he has.
And you see the frustration. There's Schulte striking out. That's been his best pitch.
It has. Well, that's when he started dialing in that change. That's when everything else picked up. You're up there guessing.
And that just froze. The batter, and we move now to the top of the 5th, getting a word that the 5K run, that big fundraiser for the Booster Club, that'll be on July 26.
That information courtesy of head football coach Brad Remmert.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you, Coach Remmert.
So, Waterloo West trying to get the bats working here. They had a 1-0 lead after 1 inning of play, but Tigers scoring 6 runs in the 2nd inning. And the Warhawks trying to solve. Zach Neese, who's gotten tougher as this game's progressed. Mondre Legao, the DH, up to the plate. Fouls off the pitch. One ball, one strike. Legao drew a walk in the first, stole second, then he came in on the double by Mitch Fordyce. Give the Warhawks that early lead. So do you think, I guess it depends on how many pitches he throws here as we look at the pitch count. But will this be the last inning here for
It will
Zach
be
Neese?
the last inning, I believe. Just down.
Count goes now. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Outside and gets away from the catcher, Gage Flancha. Full count, 3 balls, 2 strikes. So Mondre Legao trying to ignite this Waterloo West team right now. They need some good things to happen to them. So the leadoff walk. Now Carter Schulte now playing at first base, coming up to the plate.
Waterloo West, that sends to the plate number 5, Carter Schulte.
And now Coach Marchesani for Cedar Falls walking out there. And that could be it for Nice. That is. So now we're going to have a pitching change here. So 87 pitches, good effort. Real strong effort for Zach Nice.
Sure is.
As he comes out of the ball game. We're going to have a pitching change, and we'll try to see what's going to happen here. I think we're going to have some situational players moved around as well. We'll return, let you know what's going on. This is Tiger Baseball. Our broadcast brought to you by Witham Auto Center. Everything we do is driven by you. Located on South Main Street in Cedar Falls, or find us online at withamauto.com.
What's the easiest way to buy? The Witham way. That means stocking a wide selection of the area's top-selling pre-owned vehicles that fit any budget. From low-mileage cars to one-owner cars to local trades, we carry the vehicles you want. That's the Witham way. And check your mailbox for this month's specials or online at withamauto.com. Witham Auto Centers in Waterloo, Cedar Falls, and LaPorte City.
Everything we do is driven by you.
Some of the fans watching our broadcast doing it out in the field in a pickup truck. Not a bad way to
Wonder how he broke his arm.
I didn't notice that. He said that. Okay, so we have a new pitcher, Caleb Rasty, who was the shortstop. I see. So he comes in from shortstop to pitch. Caden Barnett is now the shortstop. And I think I'm trying to.
It's Bartlett who goes over to third.
Okay.
So one on, no outs in the top of the fifth for Waterloo West. Into the plate, number 5.
All right. So
Carter Schulte.
we have Caden Barnett. He is the shortstop, number
That's right.
11.
Yep.
All right.
We have a new left fielder. We're not sure who it is. We can get a number here.
There's a hard hit caught by the third baseman. Lollipop throw across the diamond, and they won't be able to get the Legao. As so lining out is Schulte.
Yeah, Bartlett was thinking the runner was at second. You could see him go to look back. The runner just didn't have the situation in his head.
So there's now one out. This is Mitch Fordyce. Fordyce has gotten aboard both times. Double in the first, walked in the third. So Caleb Rasty trying to preserve this 5-run lead for the Tigers. Legao at first with very good speed. Called strike. Gets the call from the official there, and it's 2-1 here to Mitch Fordyce. Fordyce was the shortstop most of the year for Waterloo West. They moved him to catcher late in the year, and that's when the Warhawks really took off. They played well down the stretch. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and this year he's starting at catcher, but I wouldn't be surprised. We'll see him at shortstop as the season moves on at times as well. Off-speed pitch. Gage Flanch has been good defensively tonight.
He sure has.
Blocks that one. Full count. This is a big pitch with the runner at first here. Sam Moore, the cleanup hitter, on deck. And Rasty delivers outside, ball 4. So here come the Warhawks. Trying to rally. Runners at first and second. And Sam Moore, the junior shortstop, Nope, correction. We are going to see now up to the, yeah, it is Sam Moore up to the plate.
Two on for the Warhawks.
Moskin to run again at first. It's a courtesy runner. He's gotten some work in tonight. Fordyce reaching base all 3 times he's been at the plate.
Varsity coming in relief of Zach Neese. Put 4 solid innings of work in. That ball's hit well to left field. That's going to be problems. Left fielder Colby Coonrod can't get it. And now you see it. Now you don't. And it's a 3-run jack for the Warhawks, Sam Moore. And now it's a 6-4 ball game. And new life for Waterloo West. So Sam Moore, first varsity home run. And it's a 3-run blast over the left field fence.
Just cleared it. You knew it was going to be extra bases when he hit it.
So now it's just a 2-run game, still just 1 out, and there's Luke Fordyce.
2-run ball game. Here's the 5th. To the plate for the Warhawks.
So Fordyce, he is 0 for 2 in the game. First pitch from Varsity is a walk. Let's see how Varsity reacts after giving the home run. There's a ball tag. Oh, showing some range as he able to spear a hot shot by Luke Fordyce. A couple of hard hit outs here in this 5th inning.
So 2 outs now for the Warhawks. To the plate number 1, Clayton.
For the record, Zach Neese just went to right field is what happened and all that, Mark.
Thank you very much. There's one thing with the COVID-19, a little disadvantage. I'm not making excuses here, but they don't have programs
right
that they're not giving out. So we have to get our programs offline and just trying to making somewhat a little bit more difficult.
Yep.
Trying to find who's playing where. Swing and a miss. There's Clayton Rottinghouse. Falls behind now, 1 ball, 2 strikes. So Varsity in relief of Zach Neese. Just misses. Count goes 2 balls, 2 strikes. We mentioned that Varsity was the goalie for the Waterloo Warriors. So he probably knows a lot of these Waterloo West kids because there's a lot of Warhawk players are on that team.
Yeah.
Full count now. Nobody on, 2 outs. Warhawks, though, getting a big 3-run homer by Sam Moore and right back in this ball game, 6-4. Full count here. Rottinghouse digs in. Foul ball.
Right at Denny Bowman.
Our executive producer.
Made a nice play over there, Denny did. And the ball had come to a stop. Ooh.
Belated happy birthday. Denny celebrated that over the weekend. I remember when I turned 30. There's a ball foul. Oh, that gets over the backstop. Those are the ones that scare me to death. We've had a few balls come into this press box.
Good thing you've protected me every time.
Like that Secret Service agent protecting the president. That ball was fouled off, so this is a good at-bat between these two guys. Varsity, the pitcher for Cedar Falls. Rottinghouse, the batter for Waterloo West. Full count. He's fouled off the last 3 pitches. leg kick. The ball popped
That's
up.
tough.
And the catcher, Flancha, can't make the grab. Off balance. And again, it's still breezy out there.
It is.
I'm going to watch this. And that ball's hit a ton in the air. He locates it. With the just drifted over.
At it. Yep.
So that'll be an unfortunate error charged to the Cedar Falls catcher. And that ball's fouled off. So
6 straight, I believe.
long at bat here, and this drama continues. Full count here to Clayton Rottinghouse. And Raisty delivers up high. And it's a great at bat for Rottinghouse. Draws the walk. And now we're going to see Melcher up to the plate. Melcher now the third baseman for Waterloo West.
Warhawks, number 14, Ben Melcher.
So Legao led off the inning with a walk. That was it for Zach Neese. And then after Schulte lined out to the third baseman, Fordyce, he drew a walk. And then the big 3-run homer by Sam Moore. Now it's 6-4. Fordyce lined out to the first base, and that's Luke Fordyce. And now Rottinghouse at first with the walk. So the tying run at the plate. Up high. I don't see any other activity in the Cedar Falls bullpen right now. 1-0 the count. So, another ball up high.
Things just get a little tighter. You know, get a 2-run ball game. You've given up a 3-run home run. You're a sophomore, first varsity pitching action. It's tough. This is when you start to hope versus throw. And
Melcher's 1 out of 2. Singled in the second, struck out looking in the fourth. Hits that high in the air. That should be played by Tigers. Backpedaling is the shortstop. Oh, he dropped it. Oh, Barnett dropped it. Oh, wow. And that is an error. And the Warhawks have runners now at first and third.
well, I'll give Caden this. He played it perfectly. Called it off. Did everything you could. Just came off the heel. You'll see it. I don't think he even tried to showboat it. You know, those just does. He plays it perfectly. Yeah, but he's even with 2. I mean, you know, it's what happens. It's tough.
And so, well, runners at the corners here, and they go out to talk to Raisty. I think this is more defensively what to do in this situation.
I believe you're right. Yeah, it's first and third. Talking about that. Might be the first and third situation they've had where they have to work through that, of course.
It's a couple tough breaks. We saw that Flancha had that one pop out of his glove. That's just baseball being baseball. You see weird stuff like this. You don't see an ace of a team throw 8 walks in 1 inning. I mean, it's just it's a crazy sport. There's a ball line drive. That's a base hit. And the Warhawks cut the gap now to 6-5 on the RBI single by Nate Elliott. So the Warhawks getting another opportunity after that error. Correction, that was. And Nate Elliott delivers.
1 run here in the top of the 5th. To the plate, number 2, Cody Adams.
So now runners at first and second. Here's Colby Adams, a number 9 hitter. There's a ball hit. Tough play. Second baseman coming in. And able to throw out the runner, Baker. So it's now 6-5. 6-5 as the Warhawks get a 3-run homer and an RBI single by Nate Elliott. Today's broadcast is also brought to you today by Signs by Tomorrow. More than a custom sign company, we're your advertising solution resource. SignsByTomorrow.com. So now the pressure on Cedar Falls as the Warhawks put up 4 runs in the 5th inning. Exciting bowl game here to open up this 2020 season. And big hit was that, of course, that 3-run homer by Sam Moore.
Well, Rottinghouse had that huge walk that he drew, and he and Rasty battled for a long time, and Peter, though Rasty had won it at one point in time, and he was able to draw that walk to continue the inning, and you just gotta give credit to these West kids. They're battling back. If you're Brett Williams, to say, all right, boys, we still got a 1-run lead. Still got our half.
And the Tigers, a couple costly errors, keeping that inning alive, extending it. Warhawks taking advantage. So Cedar Falls will have Caleb Rasty, now the pitcher for Cedar Falls. And Paxton's first pitch is a strike.
And you watch Paxton, he just gets up there. He's ready to deliver before Rasty's ready to get back in the box.
Come on, Rasty, let's go.
Rasty, Kramer, and Nice pitching for Cedar Falls. Close, just missing. Paxton thought he had it. He was stepping off the mound. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Rasty is 0 for 1 in this game. That ball golfed into shallow left field. Could be problems, and
sure
it's
is.
Base hit just down the left field line. Cedar Falls gets their 3rd hit of the game. And the first player other than Gabe Flancha to pick up a hit.
Well, I'll tell you what, he just does a nice job of going down and get it, throwing the head of the bat at it. Certainly didn't rip it down there. He's standing on first base.
So this is Caden Barnett batting.
And we can't tell you who's on first base as a courtesy runner because they're wearing 19, and our roster doesn't have a 19.
Going after the first pitch, Barnett fouls it off.
If we can get a good look at him, I might be able to tell you who he is.
Barnett batting. 0-1 count for the Tigers.
0-1 the count. Barnett.
Caden would love to make up for that.
That ball is hit. That could be trouble. Nope, that'll hang in the air, and left fielder Luke Fordyce makes the catch. And there's 1 away. So 1 out. Runner at first.
1 on, 1 out now.
Now we have Zach Neese. Neese now playing right field, right? I'm correct on that. So Paxton kind of thrown in a tough situation. The game was looking like it was getting out of the way from the Warhawks, and was just like, just give us some innings. And now look at this. It's just a 1-run game. He needs a chance maybe to pick up a win if the Warhawks, their rally caps can work for them. Getting back, it's the courtesy runner for Cedar Falls. Nice 0 for 2 in the game. Struck out in the 2nd, and then grounded out to third in the third baseman in the 3rd inning. And there he finds a base hit right past the diving Brady O'Connor. And so now Cedar Falls hoping to get maybe an insurance run here. It's Colby Coonrod coming up to the plate. Coonrod walked, drove in a run in the second, and struck out in the third.
A good change of
called strike.
Speed there.
So the Tigers, runners at first and second, 1 out. And Coonrod fouls it off. No balls, 2 strikes to the number 9 hitter for Cedar Falls. Cedar Falls last year going 15-22 under then head coach Nick Klein. He went 10-20, finishing 6th in the Mississippi Division of the Mississippi Valley Conference. Okay, we're told Blake Smith is the runner at second base right now. Thank you, our Cedar Falls Community Television crew. And they're saying there was a check swing. Did he go? They say no. And it's a 2-2 count. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Coonrod. Again, one of the few seniors on this Cedar Falls team trying to come through with a big play.
Throws him.
Paxton. That's a great pitch.
Sure was.
So Paxton picks up the strikeout, 2 outs.
Just didn't pick up the laces. Didn't see it coming.
2 outs now for the Tigers, top of their lineup.
Paxton now has 3 strikeouts in relief. He came in second inning after Colby, it's going to be Carter Schultes, really had problems tonight. Now you see the Paxton pitched quite a bit last year as a varsity player. Watching his demeanor out there, he's looking very confident.
Yeah, he is. He's enjoying it.
For Waterloo West, this would be huge if they're able to come back here. It's a 2-0 count. That ball hit, and will it fall in? No,
right
it hangs in
out
the
like
air, and Adams makes the catch.
Or Adams, excuse me.
And that ends the inning. So the Tigers failed to score in the 5th. We'll go in the top of the 6th. Cedar Falls clinging to a 1-run lead, 6-5. This is Tiger Baseball on Cedar Falls Community Television.
There is only one place that has all of the highlights, all of the interviews, and all the great behind-the-scenes footage. Don't miss out on the high-flying action as we break it down on Panther Sports Talk. Tune in each week as Panther Sports Talk covers everything related to University of Northern Iowa athletics. Catch Panther Sports Talk on Channel 15, Cedar Falls Community Television.
Now we're into the top of the 6th inning. Mark Simpson with Jeremiah Longnecker here at the Robinson Dresser Sports Complex at the Baseball Diamond. Let's take a look at upcoming games for Cedar Falls. This is their season opener tonight. Thursday they'll be playing a doubleheader down in Cedar Rapids against Jefferson. Hosting Western Dubuque. Made it to the state tournament last year. Look at that. That's a brutal schedule. 4 straight doubleheaders. 5 straight doubleheaders. Mercy. Got to have the arms.
Well, it's tough side as well. Prairie, Xavier, Western Dubuque. No easy road.
Legao showing the bunt. The first pitch called strike. Andre
Bartlett
Legao.
way back. Down there at third, and Logao gets that down. It is Rasty or no one going to field that.
Legao has scored a couple runs in this game. He is 0 for 1. Walked and scored in the first, struck out in the second, walked and scored in the fifth. Came in on that big 3-run homer by Sam Moore that just re-energized this Warhawk team. Fouled off. So now it's 1 ball, 2 strikes. Top of the order, Legao, Schulte, Fordyce. Cedar Falls scoring all their runs in the second inning when they sent 12 men to the plate. Took advantage of 8 walks in that game. Eight walks in that inning, I should say.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Raisty, that's a big out.
It sure is.
Takes off some wheels for Waterloo West. So here's Carter Schulte up to the plate. Schulte looking for his get on base for the first time. He's 0 for 3 in the game.
Legao thought it was a little bit low. Might have been. It was a terrific pitch. As was that.
Caleb Raisty, second pitcher of the ball game, replacing Zach Neese, who went 4 innings. That ball's hit and coming in, and that'll bounce in front of him is Coonrod. Gets away briefly, but holding at first base is Schulte. Gets his first hit of the game, so the tying run is at first base. I have that as the 6th hit of the game now for Waterloo West.
For the Warhawks. So 1-on-1 out to play.
They've out hit the Tigers 6-4. Here's Mitch Fordyce coming up to the plate. This is a dangerous at-bat. Fordyce has gotten aboard all 3 times in this game. First pitch, strike.
Seems as though Raisty is settled in here.
Fordyce doubled in a run in the first and has walked in the third and the fifth.
Good chance Raisty hasn't pitched a lot in relief in his life, and certainly at the varsity level, you get thrown in, you don't get a chance to work from the windup. You got to go from the stretch. There's a lot of adversity there. He seems much more comfortable in this half.
Big swing and coming up empty is Fordyce. So Raisty getting ahead of the dangerous hitter for the Warhawks, who hit .314 last year as a sophomore. And got a big strikeout. So Caleb Raisty getting a big bat out of the out with that strikeout. And here comes Sam Moore, and Moore had that big 3-run homer last time up for the cleanup hitter. That was his first varsity homer. Did not homer last year, did drive in 12 runs. So Raisty getting ahead of the batters here in this 6th inning. Tigers holding on to a slim 1-run lead over the visitors across town, Waterloo West.
Regardless of what happens here, this is just invaluable experience for Raisty in a tight game. That's pulled a string on that. Changed speeds.
1 ball, 2 strikes. Schulte at first base. Flancha protects the blocking that one.
Can't say enough about the job that Gabe Flanch has done back there. You know, he's one of those kids that'll remember one thing, and that was the error on the pop-up.
Ball, the run takes off. Good throw.
They got
beautiful.
Him. Right on cue.
Wow, great defensive play.
Yeah, not the easiest pitch to throw on either.
Flancha.
Watch this down, pitches down. He's got to go get that thing. It's just a thing of beauty. Sure did. Well done.
Tigers get a bang play. Schulte is thrown out, trying to steal second.
That is the pitcher's best friend, Mark.
So the Warhawks, no runs, 1 hit, and nobody left to board. So go now to the bottom of the 6th. Cedar Falls hoping to maybe pick up a run or two, get a little breathing room here.
They haven't been able to solve Paxton. You know, Paxton, you watch this arm angle, it's just a little bit different. It's not 3/4, it just has a different angle.
See some good players tonight. We got a pretty good all-star lineup here for our Cedar Falls Community Television crew. We have Jason DeWitt. He's up in the lift tonight with the shots. We have Smokin' Joe Surma in center field. Eric Benson is our first base cameraman. Third base, Christian Stowe. We have Jeremy Ott, of course, our director. Mike Menon doing a tough job of replay, and Shelby Kappa with graphics. Doing a tremendous job. They're in mid-season form. They make it look easy.
Well, said it once, said it 1,000 times. There's just nothing like it around. Mark, you and I get to sit up here and talk in just the best possible conditions. It's the broadcasts that we are part of are amazing.
Quickly, Brody Bartlett is at the plate. Falls behind to Max Paxton, 0-2. Paxton, this will be his 53rd pitch. So again, the Warhawks have out-hit the Tigers. Now it should be 7-4. And Tigers really take advantage of just the wildness by the Warhawk pitcher Schulte in that 2nd inning when they got the ridiculous 8 walks. I've never seen that. Can't remember the last time I seen that.
Yeah, I saw it in 4th grade baseball.
Yeah.
It's just,
you might see that softball game now and then.
Yeah.
Oh, and Paxton. I'll tell you what, Coach Crosby has to be really happy with what Paxton has done coming in that tough situation.
He's just taking his team on his back, settled everybody down, says, I've got you.
One out for the Tigers. Stepping into the batter's box, number 6.
I love his demeanor up there. I love his pace.
4 Ks for Paxton. Here's Gage Flancha at that big defensive play to end the top half of this inning when he threw out the runner.
Gage just had a terrific night.
Let's talk with Brett Williams making his debut as head coach, trying to get a victory. Nick Klein coached for 5 years. Now he's coaching at Dunkerton. So he's still a baseball skipper in Cedar Valley. His pitch goes outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Flancha has 2 hits in this game. 2 for 3. Should it be 3 for 3? Remember his first at bat, Luke Fordyce dove in and kind of sold it that he made the catch.
Pretty big play in this game.
1 ball, 2 strikes. Up high, 2-2. And he sold it like he caught it, and the runner at that time, Bartlett, was on his way to second. He had to hustle back to first and was thrown out for a double play. Flancha fouls it right behind the Waterloo West dugout on the first base side. A lot of room and foul ground here.
There is.
2 balls, 2 strikes. 1 out here in the bottom of the 6th. Cedar Falls 6, Waterloo West 5. Paxton throws that one away. Count goes full. Drew Hoth is on deck. Flancha and Hoth have been tough tonight for Cedar Falls getting on the base pass. again with the COVID-19 guidelines. Each fan and coach gets 3 tickets. You got a magic ticket, got a golden ticket.
You got to be a certain
the Willy
age.
Wonka.
Got to be a certain age to understand that reference.
Full count after that foul ball. Almost the exact spot.
Yeah, Flancha's just very comfortable at the plate right now. You can see he's just fighting it off. He has no intentions of putting that in play. Looking for something he can handle.
Tigers have won 19 of the last 23 matchups between these two teams. As strikeout. Paxton, I thought that was the 3rd out. He started to move like he was walking to the dugout there. That's back-to-back strikeouts.
Number 31, Drew.
See if the Tigers stick with Rasty. There's a little movement down in the bullpen. Steinlage is doing some throwing down there. Whether that means he's coming in or just warming up to potentially come in. If he's going to bring him in, starting the inning isn't the worst thing to do.
Hoth is walked all 3 times tonight.
That's where you tell the big fella go up there and take a couple of big cuts. Let's see if we can get a couple of run lead.
Up high, 2-1. Last year, the Cedar Falls and Waterloo West met 3 times. Tigers took 2 out of 3.
There are times I ask guys to go up there. I'd say I'd rather see you up there taking big cuts as one of my big hitters pop out than you walking on first base. To see you put a run on the board.
Paxton trying to strike out the side. That ball, a lot of movement. Boy, that
West crowd liked it. That was clearly outside.
looked like a wiffle ball, the way that ball was. Full count. And how about this? Drew Hoth walked all 4 at bats tonight. So 2 outs, runner at first.
Strike zone's not big enough, apparently.
Steinlage. Is he batting? Or are we going to see a... Nope, we're going to see... Coming into the game, I think this is Braden Smith. Yep, 27, Braden Smith will be batting. Barrel-chested junior. So they had a courtesy runner in there, but apparently they can't do that.
Well,
and coming out of the ball game.
Well, here's the thing. Froling was a courtesy runner. They're going to try to use him as a pinch runner.
Okay. So here's Braden Smith. Pitch down low. So Paxton trying to get that final out here in the bottom of the 6th inning.
Braden Smith reminds me of, here's a flash from the past, Greg Luzinski. Also got to be of a certain age to remember the
Bull.
The Bull, that's right.
The Phillies, White Sox. Called strike.
Now we're going to see Steinlage. If he's not taking this at bat, it's assuming they're just getting him comfortable there.
That hit the corner. Nice job by Paxton.
Yeah, he's been really good. Mixed things up, throwing a couple pitches for strikes.
He's not allowed to run, and he's been tough. So the ball clears past the backstop and over our press box where we're located, right behind home plate. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Hoth at first base. Cedar Falls 6, Waterloo West 5. Talked a lot about Gage Fletcher, Mitch Fordyce. He's had to handle a couple of different pitchers. Tell he was getting frustrated early.
He had a workout in the second. Oh, nice job, Braden. Those are the kinds of things that you just never know what it's going to do with an inning. You lose the next pitch, and you take it over the wall, and everybody forgets, but just a really nice piece of hitting following that thing off.
And he misses. Oh, Paxton again. He thought that did not get the call from the umpire. Started walking to third. So count now full.
Well, Hoth will be off. 2 outs.
And he missed it. So ball 4. So 2 outs, back-to-back walks. And there's now coming up to the plate. We're going to see Caleb Raisty.
Got a fullback and a left tackle on first and second.
Number 17, Caleb Raisty.
So we know that Mitch Fordyce doesn't want to play at the plate. Then.
That's right.
That's what you're saying. First pitch sails up high, 1-0.
Saw Raisty deposit one in left field. Nice piece of hitting his last at bat. Really not much to swing at.
And Raisty 1 for 1 in the game. Walked and scored in the second, singled in the fifth. Season opener for both teams. These crosstown rivals matching up. Season opener. Begin this 2020 season. Paxton gets the pitch there. I believe it's 2-1.
I believe so also, yep.
That ball's golfed. It's going to go foul, though. Left field into the Cedar Falls bullpen.
Right at Steinlage, who made the play.
2 balls, 2 strikes, and we'll do it again. Drew Hoth at second. Braden Smith at first base. And you see the action in the dugout. So we got 2 pitchers warming up there.
Didn't see Ben down in the pen. Ben Bowman as well. Got a righty and a lefty.
That ball's hit foul, third base side.
Yeah, that was going to be a tough play if that stayed fair.
Caleb Raisty started the game at shortstop, moved to now pitching. And it looks like his night is done on the mound, and we expect the pitcher to come in and begin the 7th inning. Ball popped up, should be the catcher Fordyce makes the grab, and the inning is over. So Paxton labored trying to get that 3rd out, but he gets the job done. And we'll go into the bottom of the 7th inning. There's top of the 6th. It's a 6-5 lead for the Tigers. We'll be back right after this on Cedar Falls Community Television.
What's the easiest way to buy? The Witham Way. And that means offering you the convenience you need when shopping our 3 locations in Waterloo, Cedar Falls, and LaPorte City. These locations mean always having the inventory you want when you want it. That's the Witham Way. And check your mailbox for this month's specials or online at withamauto.com. Witham Auto Centers in Waterloo, Cedar Falls, and LaPorte City.
Everything we do is driven by you.
6-5, Cedar Falls on top. So we move in the top of the 7th. And staying into the game, pitching Caleb Rasty. I'm sure he's going to have a short leash. As action in the Tigers bullpen. Rasty trying to lock this one up for Cedar Falls to open up season with a victory. Sam Moore, Luke Fordyce, Clayton Rottinghouse. 4, 5, and 6 hitters batting for the Warhawks. Situations like this, that first batter, so critical.
It sure is. That's right.
That leadoff guy aboard. Just feel rejuvenated. And defensively, maybe play on your heels a little bit. You get that out, just seems to loosen up the entire team. Sam Moore.
Rasty working from the stretch.
Now Moore was at bat when Carter Schulte was thrown out, trying to steal second to end the 6th inning. Moore had the big hit for the Warhawks tonight. Had a home run. His coach, Crosby, thinks that he's a chance to hit over 400 this year. It's high aspirations. Pitch outside. It's 2-0. Rasty in relief of Zach Neese. Pitch very strong through 4 innings. That's a called strike. 2-1 the count. Top of the 7th. Tigers 3 outs away from picking up a win. That ball's fouled off. Count now moves 2 balls, 2 strikes.
I said that's about Rasty, but regardless, you get a chance to see him and his resolve. He gave up that big shot, and he's really been around the zone. He's thrown well. Had a couple of big strikeouts.
Swing and a miss. Gets away from the Tiger catcher, Gage Flancha. Can't tag him and throws to Hoth, and there's one down.
And that's when it's nice as a catcher to have a 6'5" first baseman down there. It's a mountain to throw to. Terrific pitch.
So now we have 3 strikeouts for Rasty in relief. There's Luke Fordyce. Fordyce 0 for 3 in the game. Fordyce, twin brother to Mitch Fordyce. Struck out in the first, grounded out to the shortstop in the 3rd, and then lined out to the first baseman, Drew Hoth in the 5th. Outside. So Rasty trying to close the door on this Warhawk team. Boy, you win your season opener in a shortened season like this and really can build confidence. That ball hit well, but right at Coonrod, who makes the catch. And now 2 outs. Fordyce tagged it, but right at him.
Coonrod's been playing deep throughout the night, and it served him well there. Keep everything in front of you.
Waterloo West, last chance. Clayton Rottinghouse up to the plate with 2 gone here. Top of the 7th.
Well, these two had a heck of a battle the last time Rottinghouse was up.
Yeah, that was a long at bat. 12, 13 pitches
yeah,
maybe
it was.
on that one. There's 2-0 the count here. Clayton Rottinghouse, junior right fielder. Now it's 3-0. Ben Melcher on deck. So Rottinghouse representing the tying run. And Rasty delivers, 3-0 count.
Now Brett Williams does not want to see a walk here. Wants to see this game end for a lot of reasons other than you don't want to have to.
That ball's hit well. Going back is Coonrod. Now you see it. Now you don't. A dramatic home run by Clayton Rottinghouse with 2 outs here in the top of the 7th, and we are tied. Rottinghouse shocks Cedar Falls with that blast. Right over the 355 marker in the outfield, and it's a new ball game tied at 6. Coming out of 3-1 offering. So Rottinghouse, just like Sam Moore earlier in the game, his first varsity home run comes at an opportune time. And you think he's fired up. I don't think he even remembers touching the bases.
I'm sure.
So now Melcher up to the plate. Pitch up high for a ball. So now the Warsity goes from trying to get the save to just keep this game tied. It's called strike. 1-1. Melcher batting 7th tonight. And Melcher is, this ball game, 1 for 3.
Every kid dreams of that 2-out home run. You know, usually it's to win the game, but to tie the game is, well, next best thing.
Tigers, who had a 6-1 lead through 4 innings, and it's now seen Waterloo West storm back. And now they have tied it 6 apiece here in the 7th. Pitch down in the dirt. Evens the count. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Looking ahead to the bottom of the 7th for Cedar Falls. They'll go with Barnett, Neese, and Coonrod. That ball's fouled off. Count stays. 2 balls, 2 strikes. So certainly an exciting game to begin our summer sports coverage here on Cedar Falls Community Television. There's Clayton Rottinghouse with a dramatic home run. Mercy.
Boy, that's a pretty good pitch there.
Full count. Michael Federer, the home plate umpire, thought that was high. So race 2's ready. And it's a ball 4. So now the Warhawks with the go-ahead run at first base. As Ben Melcher talks briefly with Cedar Falls' Drew Hoth. Now Nate Elliott up to the plate. Elliott has a hit tonight.
Warhawks with a runner at first to the plate. Nate Elliott.
Strike. Oh, 1-1 the count. Down goes to 1 ball, 1 strike. Elliott, just like Cedar Falls, Waterloo West, not too many seniors on their roster. Elliott, one of the rare seniors. 2-1. So Caleb Warsity cannot get that elusive 3rd out right now after getting a couple quick outs to start this inning. Elliott fouls it off. 2-2 the count. Now whether it's baseball or tiddlywinks, when Cedar Falls, Waterloo West get together, it's always a fun one to watch.
That'll do it.
That's a called strike. And that will end the inning. But the Warhawks get the run they needed on the home run by Rottinghouse. Watch this on that 3-1 count.
Well, they got all of that.
We go into the bottom of the 7th. Tied at 6. We'll be back with more Tiger Baseball right after this on Cedar Falls Community Television. Some of our upcoming broadcasts here on Cedar Falls Community Television. Combination of softball and baseball. We'll see Steve Chittister's Cedar Falls Tigers softball team. Expecting good things from them this year.
Yeah. Kind of like this West team. A lot of kids back. They've put in a lot of time and effort. Seeing that program climb in terms of the number of wins.
The Tigers will have Caden Barnett, Zach Neese, Colby Coonrod batting here in the bottom of the 7th. Tigers led 6-1 after 2 innings. Now we're tied 6-6. So Max Paxton, who's not allowed to run since coming in with 2 outs in the 2nd inning. First pitch is a ball.
Well, Caden can really run. They'd love to see him on base one way or another.
Yep. Ball fouled away. 1 ball, 1 strike. You have to be concerned if you're Waterloo West head coach Chad Crosby. Look at the pitch count now. It's 87. That's a lot here. It's just a season opener here for Paxton. Mitch Fordyce, his battery mate, behind the plate. 1-1 the count. Jammed him. Paxton gets ahead. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Paxton has struck out 5 in relief. Carter Schulte had an uncharacteristic bad night. 2-2 the count.
Well, that's why it's nice to be part of a team. Teammates, they hung together, bailed them out, and it's a new ball game.
Fouling off the pitch again is Caden Barnett. Barnett playing shortstop for the Tigers.
When you need that senior to find some way to get there, it doesn't matter, you get hit by a pitch, walk, something.
And that will go right behind the, hit the top of the Tiger dugout. So it stays 2 balls, 2 strikes. And again, that first batter is key. If they get on or get out, can really dictate the emotions of this one. Well, Barnett's on him as he fouls off another pitch. That elicits a smile from him. So Barnett will try it again. Left-handed batter. And that's inside. That did catch him.
Sure did. Hit him. Caden.
I thought that hit him and the umpire was pointing to first.
He did. I think Caden didn't think it did hit him. It didn't matter now. It's 1 pitch later. Now we'll get a chance to see some strategy. Are they going to run Caden? You're going to move him over with Neese on the, up at the plate. What are you going to do here?
And Neese got a base hit his last time up. He's 1 for 3. Neese won't be able to pick up the win tonight. But can come through in the clutch here with the bat. Barnett, excellent speed at first base.
He does run well.
Throw to one of the rare times. Boy, I can't remember recalling this game where we've seen the pitcher hold the runner.
I believe it's the 2nd time somebody's thrown over.
It's working out of the stretch. Paxton delivers. Neese. Swing and a miss. Off-speed pitch. Zach Neese struck out in the 2nd. Grounded out to the 3rd baseman in the 3rd. Singled in the 5th. The 5th, that was showing the bunt. Oh, and they got Barnett caught between these first and 2nd, and he slides in safely. Oh, they had him.
They sure did.
And Barnett able to run it down. Now here's the problem for West. They sometimes just got to chase the runner, and they threw it back to first, and that allowed Barnett to take off, and the throw not in time.
Yeah, Schulte didn't recognize. He was waiting to tag Barnett as he came in. Schulte didn't recognize that Barnett had already gone.
So
now with 2 strikes, I'd be shocked if he's bunting here. Just try to move a ball to the. Oh,
called strike. I don't think the umpire realized that was strike 3.
That is.
So Knee strikes out. And there's one down. The runner at second. Now Colby Coonrod up to the plate.
That's
Coonrod's 0 for 2. So the winning run at second base for the Tigers here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Can Coonrod be a hero for the Tigers?
Here's the thing. There's only 12 more pitches left in this night, so
for the pitcher Paxton.
For Paxton, that's right.
He gets ahead though of Coonrod.
Yeah.
Oh, excuse me, 1-1 the count out of Coonrod. And Paxton does not look like he's tiring though.
Absolutely not.
1 ball, 1 strike. So Barnett drew the walk, stole second, and he strikes out. Oh, nice off-speed pitch. Froze him. Now he's ahead. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Isaac Bauer on deck for Cedar Falls. Tied at 6. We're in the bottom of the 7th. West tying it with 2 outs in the top of the 7th on a solo home run by Clayton Rottinghouse. Now it's 2-2. Going to ask for better drama to begin this season. Here at the Robinson Dresser Sports Complex, and another strikeout for Paxton.
Well, as a coach, you get to find out in these situations in a tight game what your kids are made of. And Paxton has just continued to dial here.
7 strikeouts in relief. Isaac Bauer up to the plate.
Now Bauer gets a chance to be a hero in his first varsity action.
Bauer looking for his first varsity hit.
That's inside. That's the plate has expanded a little bit here.
Bauer, Bauer's 0 for 3. Does have an RBI. He walked with the bases loaded in that big second inning for the Tigers, and they scored all their runs. The Tigers missed that opportunity when they had that bases loaded and that runner thrown out the plate. Some miscommunication. There's a ball hit in the left field off the glove of the shortstop by Barnett.
No.
Turning third, slips and will hold up there. Oh, Barnett turning the corner at third, wiped out. And now Coach Williams telling him, don't worry about it.
Well, you know, I didn't see if Coach Williams, well, maybe we'll be able to see it here, whether he was holding him and then we started to wave him.
Watch this. And
we just can't see.
Look at that.
Boy, just hit a
soft spot.
Just hit a soft spot, yeah.
Yep, and he goes down. Boy, look when he caught the ball, though. That would have been that would have put pressure, but that would have not been a long throw for Luke Fordyce, the left fielder.
He's going straight into third to get on the bag so he doesn't get caught, and then he tries to round it, and that's where he hits that soft spot.
So now you got to be careful if you're the catcher, Mitch Fordyce, in any pitch here. But look at the pitch count. Now he's 5 pitches away from being pulled here. This is bread and butter tonight. This is Brody Bartlett. Bartlett. Can he play hero here? Runners at the corners. 2 outs, bottom of the 7th. Knotted up at 6. That's a big swing. Runner takes off, not even a throw.
That's nice. It takes the force away.
0-2 on Bartlett. Gage Flancha's on deck. And Paxton delivers the heat, fouls it off. Count stays 0-2.
And you can tell Bartlett's sitting back on that curveball, thinking that that's coming. He's very late on the fastball.
Barnett at third, Bauer at second. Pitch.
Yeah.
Fouled off. And this will be his final pitch as we're at 109. I'm stretching my neck. I don't see any action going in the bullpen.
All right, Mark, we haven't been in this. Do you get to finish the hitter?
It's a great call.
Strike three, doesn't matter.
And Paxton, big strikeout with runners in scoring position. And why not? Let's play some extra baseball as we go into the top of the 8th. Tied up, 6 apiece. We'll be back with more right after this on Cedar Falls Community Television.
Looking for the absolute best deals in Iowa on new Fords? Witham Ford in Waterloo, Cedar Falls, and LaPorte City has you covered. Looking for the Cedar Valley's largest Ford selection? Witham Ford has you covered. Our 3 locations means we're the Cedar Valley's largest Ford dealer, covering all of your Ford needs for sales, service, and parts. So shop the Ford dealer you can count on. Shop Witham Ford in Waterloo, Cedar Falls, and LaPorte City.
Everything we do is driven by you.
Cedar Falls has a new pitcher, Benjamin Bowman, coming in. As Big Ben trying to keep this game tied. Bowman saw him last year. Kind of was the closer for the Tigers at times.
Yeah, he'll go out and you know what you're going to get. You're going to get him a workman-like, bulldog attitude on the mound from Ben. He's just not going to give in. He gives you that little hiccup, and that's got to be bothersome to it's right here.
Yeah,
it's got to be bothersome to the hitter somewhat in terms of the timing. Yeah, anytime that somebody offers you something a little bit different, it just as a hitter sometimes it's difficult. Great throw. Jeez.
So for the Warhawks, Colby Adams, Mondre Legao, and Carter Schulte, the 9, 1, and 2 hitters. And Coach Chad Crosby's batting order. Cedar Falls was trailing 1-0 going in the bottom of the second. Scored 6 runs. Took advantage of 8 walks. Yeah, 8 walks. But have not scored since. And the Warhawks using the long ball. 3-run homer and a solo homer. Able to tie it up, and now it's 6-6, and we're in extra innings. Begin this first game of the season. So Legao fouls off that first pitch. Very disappointed the fans in front of us didn't make more of an effort to catch that. Excuse me, I said Legao. Adams, correction. Colby Adams at the plate. So it's 0-2. Yeah, there's Bowman with that little, almost a hop. And that ball fouled off.
Yeah, it is. And, it's a timing thing as a hitter.
Now, I have never seen a pitcher do that.
I have not either.
Besides Ben.
Yeah.
There we go. 0-2 count. Adams, center fielder.
Strike 3. Oh, my goodness.
Outside, they say. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Bowman gets the sign. He's ready. That ball fouled off. Count stays 1-2.
I missed up a little bit there.
Adams, he's 0 for 3 in the game. Adams last year's hit 244, did knock in 8 runs. Exceptional speed. There's it. Oh, that misses as well. I thought that was it. And
that was a curveball. It was down in the zone.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Big crowd here for this season opener.
There's strike 3.
Now the top of the order coming up for the Warhawks. There's Legao. So again, Michael Federer, the home plate umpire, kind of has a delayed on calling the balls and strikes.
You know, it's about rhythm too, and he hasn't had a great night behind the plate by any stretch, but it's been 11 months since he's called balls and strikes also.
Bowman's first pitch to Legao. Swing and a miss. 0-1. Schulte on deck. Warhawks trying to storm back from being down 6-1 at one point. There's a ball, 1-1.
Crowd still seems a little stunned, Mark. I think everybody was expecting to come away with a big win and go home, and now there's just not a lot of energy left in the crowd. We had quite a bit earlier.
Hitting the corner. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Again, COVID-19 guidelines in place for baseball and softball this summer. Conference limiting attendance to 3 family members for each player and coach in uniform for varsity events. Fans asked to bring their own chairs, blankets, or stand. No concessions. See some you're limited to 1 cooler per family. Restrooms are available. That was the selling point for me to do this.
Oh, Ben.
Another
Throws just a little slider on the inside part of the plate. And watch this. Freezes Legao. Yep. He knew it. Didn't like it. He knew it.
Cedar Falls, that great success against the Warhawks in this series. Won 18 of the past 21 going back to 2011. During that streak, Cedar Falls, one time they won 12 straight from 2012 to 2017. Last year, as we mentioned earlier, Tigers won 2 out of 3. So with 2 outs, nobody on. Here's Carter Schulte. Schulte in this game, 0 for 4. A correction, 1 for 4. 1 for 4.
Wow.
That's the part that's been frustrating.
Yeah, it really has. It's
hasn't been consistently called there.
It's
2-1 the count here to Schulte.
Really been a guessing game.
The heat. That's called strike. So now 2 balls, 2 strikes. So Bowman trying to strike out the side in a 1-2-3 inning here in the 8th. Tigers missed an opportunity in the bottom of the 7th to win it. They left the runners at 2nd and 3rd. Now it's a full count. Look who's on deck, Sam Moore. With that big 3-run blast that changed the complexion of this ball game. Fouling it off is Schulte.
Mark, one of the things that's changed a lot, and in the last, gradually, it just didn't happen, was the whole idea of putting a ball in play with 2 strikes. You still see guys. We're in the top of the 8th inning, 2 outs, 2 strikes. Guys are still taking full cuts. You know, it's one of those things that's hard to get used to. It used to be, you're going to choke up, you're going to put it in play somewhere, you know. And those dates are gone for the most part.
Schulte, after a quick conversation with head coach Chad Crosby down at third base, watches ball 4.
A smart conversation, too. Ben was in a nice rhythm. Schulte, being a pitcher himself, knew exactly what to do in that full count situation. Go down there and let's take that rhythm away from the pitcher.
1-2 out for the Warhawks.
Here's Mitch Fordyce.
Mitch Fordyce.
Fordyce struck out last time, but he is, for that, had gotten aboard all 3 times. So he's 1 for 2 in this game. He's the, if you're a Brett Williams, head coach of Cedar Falls, he's the guy who scares you. Here's the ball hit, bobbled by third baseman, and unable to play it is Barnett. And that'll be an error. And now the go-ahead run is at second base. So Barnett just couldn't scoop it up.
Yeah.
That is the 3rd error for Cedar Falls tonight. So now, here comes Moore. So Bowman, after getting 2 quick outs with the strikeouts, now working out of the stretch. It's the Warhawks trying to keep their momentum going with a big hit. So in the 5th, with 1 out, runners at first and second, it was Moore that hit that 3-run homer, make it 6-4. Warhawks had another run in that 5th inning. It was 6-5, and just really felt the visitors had all the momentum at that point.
Yeah. Wind is all but gone. Flag is hanging limp on the flagpole now. I'm not sure Moore has a home run without that wind. Certainly had extra bases on it.
1-1 count. There's a ball hit. That's going to be a base hit. It's going to bring in a run. Rounding third is Schulte, and Waterloo West takes the lead. Man, there's Moore delivering again for the Warhawks. And Fordyce, good base running, goes all the way to third. Coach Chad Crosby, he said that he sees Moore as a guy who can hit over 400 this year, and he's delivered. So now it's a 7-6 lead. The Warhawks have stormed back from being down 6-1 after 4 innings of play.
You love to, you love to see a guy. He yanks one out of the yard for a 3-run home run, then he takes a pitch the other way. That's the kind of hitting that you like to see out of your middle hitters, well, out of anybody. But there's going to see a lot of different kinds of pitches throughout the course of the year.
It's Coach Williams talking with Ben Bowman in the infield momentarily. And now the Warhawks are looking to add more here with runners at the corners. Here's Luke Fordyce. Fordyce trying to get his first hit of the game. He's 0 for 4. Called strike. Hate to play the what-if game, but Caden Barnett doesn't slip.
Yeah.
In the bottom of the 7th, trying to turn third. What could have happened?
Yeah.
There's a ball hit high. Should be caught. Center fielder Steinlage underneath it. Makes the catch, but Sam Moore's RBI single puts Waterloo West ahead 7-6, setting into the bottom of the 8th. And there's the last out. And Steinlage camps underneath it. And now we go.
All right, let's see if we can scratch one up. Keep this thing going.
Flancha, Hoth, and Smith.
Sounds like.
Or will it be Steinlage back?
It'll be
in?
Steinlage back. Yeah.
As 3, 4, and 5 batters coming up for the Tigers. There's our unofficial numbers for our game. Hope you've enjoyed it. Been seen a lot of different things in this contest. You know, you see 7-6, but we have seen some good pitching in this game as well.
Agreed. Yeah.
And now there's a new pitcher for Waterloo West.
You bet. This is Luke Fordyce, I think. Isn't that right? He wears number 3?
Yes. Luke Fordyce, who was in left field, will now be tossing here for Waterloo West. So Max Paxton really did an excellent job in relief. For Waterloo West, a lot of heroes so far in this game, but you have to look at Max Paxton's effort as
I agree. That's
the key
where
contribution.
It starts for sure, for absolute certain.
So Waterloo West, get a run in the 7th to tie it at 6, and then go ahead here in the top of the 8th. But a new pitcher, and we'll see what happens here for Cedar Falls. I'm not sure who's in left field now. I cannot read the number there. There's Gage Flancha. He's been tough tonight.
Here at the bottom of the 8th, number 10, Gage.
Luke Fordyce made 7 appearances last year. He was 1-4. 6.36 ERA. Hefty number of walks. He had 28 walks in 25 innings. 18 strikeouts. Is that exactly the ratio that you're looking for? But it is a new year.
Flancha sees the first pitch, called strike. Fordyce coming in. 3rd pitch of the game for Waterloo West. Ooh.
No, hit him.
Curveball. Wow.
I certainly thought it sounded like it hit him.
0-2. A crazy curve on that one.
Yeah,
0-2.
Was. Saw that in warm-ups. Looked awfully good.
Fordyce delivers the fastball. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Luke Fordyce starting off here in the bottom of the 8th inning. The Warhawks now leading 7-6. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Flancha has played well, not just defensively, but hitting tonight as well. So it's a huge at-bat for Cedar Falls. Trying to stay alive, and there's Flancha delivering a base hit in the right field. His 3rd hit of the game.
What's not to like about this kid? Man, is that... Let's see who's out running for him also.
So Drew Hoth coming up to the plate. Hoth, who is walked every time tonight.
This is Connor Woods in running for him.
So Woods takes over for Flancha.
One Tiger aboard and to the batter's box. Number 31, Drew Hoth.
So Drew Hoth officially still 0 for 0 on the season.
Gage Flancha, last year the sophomore, he was honorable mention all conference. I remember the Tigers had a very good catcher in Casey Solik. But he has stepped up. There's that swing you're looking for by the big man.
I'm sure he has, but I don't recall seeing a swing out of him tonight.
Yeah.
Again, I'm sure I missed it along the way.
0-1 the count to Hoth. So Flancha battled back. He was 0-2 in the count and got that base hit.
I'd like to see big 3-1, just deposit one over the wall and finish this thing.
Down low in the dirt.
And he'll get something to look at here.
Woods at first base. So a 3-1 offering to Drew Hoth in the cleanup spot. Tigers need a run to extend this game. Looks like he was taking that one. Full count now to Hoth. Steinlage on deck. Cedar Falls trailing 7-6 here in the bottom of the 8th inning as we're in extra innings. Swing and a miss. And Fordyce blows it past him.
Yeah, that's a tough pitch, outer half. You really got to give credit to Fordyce there. Didn't give in, even though it was 3-1.
Steinlage, the sophomore, batting now. Unofficially, the Tigers now have been held to 5 hits in this game. 3 of those belong to Gage Flancha, first base. So the left-handed batting, Steinlage watches the first pitch, down low. One and one.
Spotted that nicely.
Waterloo West trying to make that step up after some tough seasons here with this nucleus of players. This would be a big confidence boost if they could hold on for this victory. It's 2-1 now, the count. And 2 balls, 2 strikes. Luke Fordyce trying to close the door on the Cedar Falls Tigers. And that ball's hit. Is that a fair ball? Foul just by maybe a foot. Oh, that would have been trouble. Look at that, and that was close. Oh, good call by the...
Sure was.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Well, that would have been a double for sure. 2-2 to Steinlage, and he hits that ball hard and into right field. Woods on his horse, and he will go into third base. Danny Woods, a bad throw, and he's going to come in to score. Oh, the throw is not cut off and gets away, and Connor Woods goes from first to home, and we are tied at 7.
I'm just not sure what Rottinghouse was doing with this throw.
There's he tacks it. And
he was trying to hit his cut. He just airmailed it.
Wow, so it's a base hit and a costly error committed. You know, that's Waterloo West's first error tonight.
It is.
Talk about coming at an inopportune time. And now the Tigers, can they pounce on this, take advantage?
Now Rasty's got a chance to.
This is Caleb Rasty. Rasty's back at shortstop now.
Yes, he is.
After starting the game at shortstop and then pitching.
He did some good things on the mound, gave up that big home run, and it'd be really nice for him to be able to deliver the game winner here.
Watching Connor Woods run, that was really good base running. Sometimes you hit the base and you can take really wide turns. He really did a good job staying inside the bag.
He did, and Brett Williams was waving him the whole way.
Look at that. I worry about these new cameras we got here for CFTV. We got insurance on them, I think. So now the Tigers, they can win it here in the bottom of the 8th inning. 1 out. 2-1 count here to Caleb Rasty. Oh, and it gets away from the Fordyce, the catcher, and moving into third base is Steinlage representing the winning run. Oh, you can hear Coach Smith, do your job, do the job right now.
Yeah, it's a long night. First night out, you got 8 innings. Fordyce has worked really hard back there. They just trying to set up the double play, so they're just going to put them on.
So Rasty gets the walk.
From Barnett, trying to set up the double play. They'll bring the corners in.
Caden Barnett.
To the plate, Caden Barnett.
Senior for the Tigers. Watches the first pitch sail up for a ball. Waterloo West had taken a 1-run lead coming into this inning, and now the Tigers have tied it and a chance to win it.
Interesting. You know, they may, I don't know how much they trust his control. Down 2-0 to a left-hander. Not holding the runner over there. So essentially, Rasty can go at any point in time. I'm surprised they haven't sent him yet. Keep you out of the double play. They're not going to throw through.
This part of you, they talk about the social distancing. I always thought about this, when they had a meeting on the mounds, how they handle this. But seems everybody's safely away from each other. Coach Crosby, second year as the head coach. He's excited about his team, and he has a lot of enthusiasm. He's fun to talk to. So it's a 2-0 count. Steinlage at third. Represents the winning run for Cedar Falls. At first base is Caleb Rasty, and 2-0 count here to Caden Barnett.
It just needs a fly ball.
This game has had the ups and downs like a roller coaster ride at Adventureland. There's a ball up high, 3-0. So he's one pitch away from loading him up. On deck, Zach Neese. Ball.
Yeah, it was a ball, but called strike.
Now it's 3-1.
Generous 3-0 strike.
It's 3-1 to Caden Barnett. Pitch. That ball hit high. I don't know. That'll bring in a run. That'll be caught.
It will not.
Inside. But I thought that was going to carry out much farther. And it doesn't even hit the infield dirt. Now there's 2 outs. So 2 outs, and here comes Zach Neese up to the plate. So,
into the batter's box, number 7, Zach Neese.
And now it's Waterloo West trying to extend this game, getting a big out. Neese 1 for 4. Singled in the 5th inning for his only hit of the game. Neese looked like he was going to be the winning pitcher. He pitched well enough to get the victory. 4 innings.
Yeah, he was a little shaker early, was able to maintain. Got enough, obviously got his 6 outs to just give up the 1 run, and then after that, he was really good.
Ball 1. Now, how big was that pitch? 3-0 count. They call that a ball. And then Barnett swings at the next pitch and pops up. That curveball, boy, if you're Coach Crosby, your throat's got to be in your heart. I mean, your heart's going to be in your throat when a pitch like that. We saw that one got by Fordyce earlier in this inning. 2-0 the count. 2-1. Zach Neese, junior for the Tigers. Trying to bring Steinlage home from third. Big rip, comes up empty. 2-2. Two balls, 2 strikes, bottom of the 8th. And we are tied 7 apiece. Oh, it gets away. Coming in is Steinlage. Tigers win. A wild pitch, and Cedar Falls wins 8-7 in 8 innings. Oh, Tigers get a break. Watch the pitch. And Fordyce just couldn't locate it. I don't know if that bounced off home plate. It just
he just
could not scoop it up.
Yep.
And there's Steinlage, who did not get a good jump.
No,
in fact,
he did not.
And the Tigers come away with the victory. No shaking hands. It's just players tip their hats to their opponents and celebration for Cedar Falls. As the Cedar Falls Tigers open up their year with an exciting win. And how about Brett Williams? What a way to start your coaching career with an extra inning win.
Well, they, coaching the way it puts a few gray hairs on your head. Well, he earned a few tonight, that's for sure. Good for him. Congratulations, Brett.
That was a fun one as the Tigers are able to come away with the victory tonight, 8-7. And hold back Waterloo West, who hats off to them, made a great comeback after falling behind 6-1. Another outstanding job by our Cedar Falls Community Television crew as always. Hope you enjoyed the action as Cedar Falls wins 8-7 in 8 innings. For Jeremiah Longnecker, I'm Mark Simpson. You've been watching Tiger Baseball on Cedar Falls Community Television.
A great one here tonight. We'll see everybody back here next Tuesday against Waterloo West.